It's Dominic the donkey, chingity ching. The Italian Christmas donkey. La la la, la 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 la. La la la, la 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 you da. Santa's got a little friend, his name is Dominic. The cutest little donkey, you never seen him kick. When Santa visits his paisans with Dominic, he'll be, because the reindeer cannot climb the hills of Italy. Hey, chingity ching, it's Dominic the donkey, chingity ching, the Italian Christmas donkey. La la la, la 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 la, la la la, la 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 you da. Jingle bells around his feet and presents on the sled. Hey! Look at the mayor's derby on top of Dominic's head. A pair of shoes for Louis and a dress for Josephine. The label on the inside says they're made in Brooklyn. Hey, chingity ching, it's Dominic the donkey, chingity ching, the Italian Christmas donkey. La la la, la 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 la, la la la, la 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 you da. Children sing and clap their hands and Dominic starts to dance. They talk Italian to him and he even understands. Kumaras and Gumbaras do the dance a tarantelle. When Santa Nicola comes to town and brings a giucciarella. Hey, chingity ching, it's Dominic the donkey, chingity ching, the Italian Christmas donkey. La la la, la 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 la, la la la, la 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 you da.
All right, welcome to the Wiseguyz Show. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Don't be afraid to say Merry Christmas either.
Every day.
That's right. Every day.
Merry Christmas, guys.
All right.
Merry Christmas.
Welcome to the Wiseguyz Show. Countdown to Christmas. This is our Christmas special in our studio. We don't know where we're going after that, so let's just hang in there. Let's get this show over with. Sitting next to me is Italian singing sensation, Biagio.
Ciao, everybody. Ciao.
And sitting next to me on the other side is Jumpin' Gennaro.
Azzo.
Sitting next to Biagio, we got out Joey Cat in the house tonight.
Giuseppe Gatto.
And our in-studio guest, he finally made it here, Big Time Tommie.
Oh, there he is.
La casa.
What do you think so far, Tom?
I love this whole thing. It's a really cool studio.
This is our home away from home.
And the best part of this whole night is, besides being here with you guys, I get to eat. Made food.
That's
Food's
right.
delicious.
And
Thanks.
those meatballs are so delicious.
Yep. Thanks you to Queen Margarita in Nutley, New Jersey,
Ooh.
and Aroma di Napoli.
Pasquale
Thank
Nicole
you.
Di Palma. Thank you, Mirella.
We got to throw Blue Eyes Restaurant in there in Hoboken, and that's probably the night we're going to do a Christmas show or
Yes,
something like
on
that.
the 23rd, don't forget, of December. Come meet us at Blue Eyes. It's a karaoke night. It's a Wiseguyz Show night. And we're going to celebrate Christmas and
on the
celebrate
waterfront
on the
overlooking
waterfront.
New York
You're all
City.
invited.
Looking at
Great
that
house.
skyline.
Don't
That's
forget, the
beautiful.
23rd.
A nicest restaurant in Hoboken, overlooking New York City, right in
New
Sinatra
York,
Park.
New York.
What a better way to celebrate before Christmas Eve.
Absolutely.
All right.
Friends, family, loved ones. It's the best.
That's it.
And you guys have been wanting to go to Blue Eyes, so there's your night. There's your night.
And now I do got to mention we do have a special interview, special guest appearance by legendary TV legend Bob Eubanks. Bobby Eubanks,
Newlywed.
known for the Newlywed Game and a producer of many different musical entertainers and Biagio, right?
Oh, he was unbelievable.
Come on.
All the different acts he produced
And he
It's
invented
amazing.
and
the
managed.
name Whoopi.
And here they are.
Us Italians just go like this. But back in the day, he says,
Whoopee.
whoopee.
What
You know.
He inspired Whoopi Goldberg.
And Tommy, you want to introduce who you got with you? We got on camera over here.
I've got Ozzy. I've got his father.
Ozzy, my man.
Papa O.
Papa O.
who's celebrating his 21st birthday, and we're privileged to have him in our studio. What's that?
80 years I've been
Only your underwear.
God bless.
God bless you.
God bless.
80 years young.
Uno, due, tre,
Achoo!
And tonight also we have appearances by.
Wait a minute. Uno, due, tre, Papa O!
Tonight we have appearances by the Uncle Louie Variety Show. 2 music videos they did for us.
Uncle Louie and
And,
Carlo.
from our South Florida Wiseguyz, from the 6th borough, Denise Casal and Joe Rubo.
Ooh.
Last American Virgin, Joe Rubo. I was explaining to Tommie. Now you remember who he is?
Yes.
All right, so maybe we could get you on the show. You're in Florida a lot.
I
just
am in
got back
Florida a
from
lot.
Florida.
It's my second home.
Joe's
away
a great
from
guy.
home.
Denise, I'm telling you, they take care. They're in another real professional studio.
Look at that. Either he was in Florida or he was on the ski slopes getting that beautiful tan.
I actually just got back from Jupiter. I was. I'm still eating these meatballs.
No,
I'm
Munch.
I'm eating. I'm forgetting.
That's why it's there.
So the first weekend of November, I did the Feast of Little Italy with Jerry Soma over in Abacoa, Florida, and that was incredible. And then I didn't want to go right home because I drove there. There was no way that I was going to take 3 or 4 days drive and only 3 days on the weekend to drive another. So then I went to Delray for about 8 days. And then I got some nice tan and then came back home.
Nice.
Usually it's Giuseppe Gatto with the tan. Now he's got to
Yeah.
catch up.
Well, I'll be there soon.
I
Don't
know.
worry.
He's always tan.
Don't
You're
worry.
around long.
And we also have a video exposure, and that is of the Totowa Woodland Park Christmas parade. And let me tell you, man, Biagio led the parade. He was the
that out.
first
Thank you.
float in the
Yeah.
parade.
We had a
Knock
good
that
time.
out. That was great.
And the loudest, obviously.
Yeah.
sing it. I'm telling you, you want to talk about the perfect float. That was the perfect float. It was the veterans of Totowa Woodland
Yep.
Park and Biagio blasting the music, letting everybody know here comes the parade, baby. And I had a great time.
We had the Statue of Liberty right in the front.
Yes, it was
Great.
One of my friends from Patterson called me. Goes, "Is that Biagio I hear?"
Patterson. From they heard us? Was it that loud? It's a
joke.
I know. Imagine that.
Oh my God!
And
No,
obviously, you saw the video of Biagio's Dominic the Donkey, and we're going to get to Uncle Louie Variety Show. Big Time Tommie's got a video out there with Ozzy, and it's called Tony the Hitman.
I gotta see.
Whose idea was that?
Well, it started last year. We've got a very dear friend of ours named John Morano, and very talented. Actually,
Morano. You call Morano, but it's Morano.
I just don't like the A at the end. So.
He likes the O.
Anyway,
he likes
so
the O.
he actually writes movies, and he did Gender Bender, which I was in. That was the last movie that Gilbert Gottfried, before he passed away, was in. So that's a hilarious movie, and he likes to write. Well, actually, when we listen to songs, he actually changes words as the song's on, and he could hear it for the first time. And I was like, "You're freaking hysterical." I go, "You should do that with real songs, but we should sing it." And he's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, "For what occasion?" And it was near Christmas. I said, "So let's do a Christmas song." So last year, instead of what is the thing? Something Winter Wonderland.
Winter Wonderland, yeah.
It's the song is called "Getting Whacked in a Winter Wonderland," and this year was Tony the instead of
Tony the Hitman.
Tony the Hitman.
Oh, wow.
So
you want to go to it? You want to show everybody?
if you don't mind,
Let's
that
go.
would be great.
I'm dying to see it.
Go
Let's
to it
go.
right now. Let's see it.
Tony the Hitman just ripped out somebody's soul, cut him up with the knife, ended his life, and buried him in a hole. Tony the Hitman is a psycho, they all say. Doesn't have a heart, killing is his art, took another life. There must have been some magic in that old gun that he found. When he put it in his hand, everybody hit the ground. Tony the Hitman took a life or maybe 3, and the feds would say catch him today or he might whack you. Dumpity Dum dum dumpity dum. Look at Tony go. Dumpity dum dum dumpity dum dum. Another tag on a toe. Great job, Oz. Very good job. We're really gonna bring this together now and take it home and wish everybody a strong, solid Christmas. And Tony's a crazy guy. Down to the village with a shotgun in his hand, walking here and there with his slick black hair, saying catch me if you can. The feds searched all around the town, even talking to the cops. They got a quick look at Tony and they yelled for him to stop. Tony the hitman had to make his getaway, so he waved goodbye at a wink of his eye. I'll be back another day. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. And a very special Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Have a very Merry Christmas and an old school New Year. Take it easy.
Pretty.
I think it's a wrap.
All right.
Oh my God! Hysterical!
Guys, let me tell you.
Oh my God!
We thought of something similar to that, but you guys, you guys are nuts. Man.
That was great.
As you can tell, I don't make money with singing voice.
We got only one problem. When the kids watch that video and go, Mommy, Daddy, what's a hit, man?
You got to put out a
for
CD.
Christmas.
Oh man!
That's Uncle Lee.
That's great.
That's great stuff. But one more thing I want to mention before we get to our guests. The Wiseguyz show just had put out they put it out for us, an online article.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and it was done by legendary writer
good.
Nick Christophers. You know Nick?
Yes.
Nick Christophers did an article for us.
Nick Christopher did the Mob Candy
Yes,
magazine.
yes,
He's
yes.
an excellent
Oh,
writer.
he's unbelievable. And he also did a show on Reels called I don't know. He was like a commentator on the show.
Okay.
But it was a reality show. Actually, it was one of them like mob exposure movies.
Yeah, they have a lot of that on
Documentary
Reels.
kind
Yes.
of, yeah. And Nick's a great guy. We had him on the show many times, and thank you so much for the and listen for all you guys who read the article. Joey
was
Katz
really nice.
like not even in it hardly, and I want to explain to Joe. I don't think he understands. Billy Gagooch put it together, and we followed through for a while with it, Joe. And then what happened was we did a picture without you in it. So Billy submitted a picture of us, you, and then him. And then when they posted the original article, it was just him on the video. I mean, on the post.
I'll take care of his
we
ass
had-
in Florida.
No, we had to
I'll say, come on, let's go
no,
swimming.
but we had to redo the whole thing again, and it took a while. They didn't
I
want to
know.
do it.
I get it.
So it turned out that was it, and but it was a great article. And if you click
nice-
a little, there's a
nice
little
write-up.
feature in there.
Nice write-up.
Yeah, if you click it, it'll read it to you. Right?
Yeah.
I've never seen
Something
that.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So with that being said, I want to get to our guests, Tommie, Bigtime Tommie, and Tommie. You know, you start this whole thing. Let me guess. We spoke, but this whole thing started when you were doing Carfellas.
Yes. Carfellas aired on Discovery Channel, and that was Mikey D and Mario and myself. And that was in 2012, and that was only one season.
Yeah, but I saw it. It was
But
really good.
it stayed on literally for 2.5 years because Discovery Channel owns 13 networks. So they had it on Discovery ID, they had it on
flip it, right.
Velocity back
Put it
in
on
the
different
day.
networks.
They had it on Destination America, and then they also had it on Discovery. And any time that during, that year, even after the season was over, and they needed to fill in because other shows stopped airing, you'd have 2, 3, 4 episodes, marathons
was
of
real- I
Carfellas.
thought that was gonna
and
be big.
it was very good for about 2.5 year run. And now, believe it or not, it's still over in parts of Europe and the United Kingdom.
That's unreal.
We get
Wow.
shit for it.
Oh, man.
Yes, we
Oh,
get
that
nothing.
good this cow.
Oh, I tell you, everybody's always looking to make money off other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get nothing for it.
Well, listen, I remember.
Hey,
it. I
Tommie,
saw
we
some
could.
scenes.
Oh, we could.
We could.
I mean, yeah.
We
what
could
was
go get it.
Tony the Hitman.
We're gonna have to sing a couple verses.
Now let me ask you. Okay, so you finished Carfellas, and what was that? Where did it lead to? Like, cause I mean, you've built yourself up into something monstrous, and so
Thank you, I appreciate
I want to say, you started with Carfellas, but then what was? Let me ask you. Like, well, most people when they do something and it's over, like, how do you? What's your sense of thinking to move on to the next project?
I didn't know that there was going to be a next project. We just were so happy that was on, and me, Mike, and Mario were just at the car lot doing our thing with the used cars, but the phone calls just started coming in. Not that I reached out to anybody. I had no agent. I had no manager. I didn't even know anything about that stuff. I just knew that we did one season of that, and that was over. And now we're just watching reruns and people recognizing us for that. But then all of a sudden, with the phone calls that came in, hey, there's a part for you in a movie. I'm like, but I'm not an actor. It's perfect for you, and there's pay. Okay. And it just started, and the very first one was a big independent filmmaker over on Long Island named Freddie Carpenter, and I was in Jesse, and then from Jesse it went to another movie, and then I started building a resume, and I ended up having 4 movies that I was in.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you very much. Never went to acting school, and I told him, I says, listen, I'm not the best at remembering lines. I said, I'm the best of just being me. So if you put me into a scene and let me know, you know, because I don't have a SAG card, which is the Screen Actors Guild. So in order to have a talking part on something, you usually have to have that, you know, SAG card. I had talking parts, which I was very humbled for them giving me talking parts, but I said, put me in the scene, let me know what it, and I came up with my own dialogue.
Right, circumstance.
That's it. Ad lib.
Improvisation.
Yes.
Right.
Really
Ad lib.
is the best way.
There you go.
So
And,
unless you're doing Shakespeare, then you can't say, where are you going? Where are you going?
You know who the best was at ad libbing? Jackie Gleason, my man.
Jackie,
He was the best.
Yeah. Yes, legend.
You're right.
What about Lucille Ball? I mean, she was a master.
Yeah, her too.
She
Yeah.
was a beautiful woman.
Can I add something?
She was beautiful.
Just so you know, because William Forsythe said you were the absolute best kill he ever had in Laugh, Kill, or Laugh.
He did say that. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, he's
Now,
another guy.
He's a good guy.
I absolutely love William Forsythe as an actor. He's got so many different faces that he has been in throughout all of his 100+ movies.
Amazing guy.
Yeah.
And
Great
amazing
guy.
actor, amazing. And if you guys remember growing up, he was also a WOR Channel 9, The Untouchables,
Yeah,
the
yes,
series.
yes,
yes.
He played Al Capone.
Yes,
Yeah,
I remember.
He was
him.
unbelievable.
That's when I
I
recognized
first met
So-
him at Chiller Theater, and we bonded, and we talked for I can't tell you how long. And I was watching him because people were coming up to him and getting autographs and stuff.
Right.
He was so humble, and only to say, there's people that are charging $50, $60, $70. He was charging $20 and taking pictures with people for free. He didn't, you want to
Yeah.
get an autograph? I'll take a picture, no problem. Just people
Such a
who are
great guy.
nobody, and they're asking for $60 an autograph.
Right.
Compared to who he
That's
was.
a great
Right.
guy.
Great guy.
That's the difference is that people that have they were handed the baton, they had their success and they're handing it to someone else, and that's what we
There
do.
you go.
We try to incorporate everything we can to bring people together. That's the difference, okay? And some people forget that, but obviously those people you recognize and you celebrate even more because they get it.
Without a doubt. So you guys remember the Jerky Boys growing up?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
sure.
So one of the writers of the Jerky Boys was Kamal Ahmed. Kamal is the one that wrote Laugh, Kill, or Laugh. So when he asked me to be in this movie, William Forsythe was the star, the nut, in the movie that was, doing all the leading role. And it ended up to be that I got killed in that from William Forsythe with 2 boxes. I mean, I was in 3 scenes, but my last scene was when I was coming out of the cafe with 2 boxes of cannolis in my hand, and William Forsythe blasts me with a gun, and I go flying into the glass window, and it's crazy that he actually said that out of all of his kill scenes in all the movies he's been in, that was his favorite.
Oh, that's
kill
big.
scene. So
That's big.
I was like, that's all I need. That's all
it.
I need to hear. I'm happy. William Forsythe said that. I'm good for a lifetime.
That's actually.
I also got a chance to interview him at Mob Movie Con.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where I met him
Great
for the
guy,
first
great
time.
guy.
One of the
Nice
greatest
guy.
challenges, believe it or not, in any part is actually how to die off. Like, and people over dramatize it.
Well, being that it's Christmas, we have a whole bunch of little video segments we want to send in. Here's a special one for on Christmas. By the Uncle Louie Variety Show, they have 2 tonight, a special Christmas special. How can we do a show without 2 Christmas music videos of the Uncle Louie Variety Show? Let's check it out.
I'm sick and tired. Uncle Louie, what's wrong? I'm going to tell you what's wrong.
It's beginning to look a lot like ASOS. Every place I go, there's a lady across the street always bother me. Ma sharappa poro to putana che sei. It's beginning to look a lot like ASOS. Every place I go. But the beautiful thing to see is the vino that will be from Carlo Rossi. Pannyhose for Rosa and Maria to Pasqualino, I give him a spoon. Panettone for Louis, like him a chewy. Carlo, I get a balloon. Everybody happy now, say no, vaffanculo. It's beginning to look a lot like ASOS. Every place I go to Walmart tonight. People, there was a fight for later shit, the toilet it's not right. And it's beginning to look a lot like ASOS. Every place I go. When I go for the groceries, son of a bitch, bomb me. This is shit I can't believe. Pannyhose for Rosa and Maria to Pasqualino, I give him a spoon. Panettone for Louis, like him a chewy. Carlo, I get a balloon. Hey, what do you want? You want the cookies? Everybody happy now, see no, vaffanculo. It's beginning to look a lot like ASOS. Every place I go. But the beautiful thing to see is the vino that will be from Carlo Rossi.
All right.
Oh, man.
They're crazy.
They're amazing. Funny.
They are crazy.
They're out of their minds.
Good guys.
It's
And
too
they
much,
have
man.
another one to play right after. We'll do a little later on. But let me tell you, these guys, I talked to Louie today, and they're so psyched. They're doing something with Sal
Yes.
in December, and he's getting ready for that. I told him, I said, we're trying to like end it for the season. You guys are going to just keep moving.
Keep going.
Oh, wait a minute. You just did something with Sal in Kabat. Is that how you say
Yes,
it?
the
Kabat?
cabot.
Cabot.
What the heck is that?
What's a
I
kebab?
thought you were talking about a Jewish holiday. Shabbat. Shabbat. No, Kabbat.
What the heck is that? I said, I never even heard of it.
Meal
You
Schlazel.
know the Kabat?
The cabot. It's in Beverly, Massachusetts.
He knows Gabagool.
Hey, we're calling it the kebab from now on.
The kebab.
I have been at the Cabot Theater actually with Sal. So, and that's in Massachusetts.
Yes.
Now, that was another thing.
The Kabat.
People remember seeing you on America's Got Talent with Sal.
Yes, 2016.
As soon as you got the golden buzzer, you were the first one he hugged.
Let me tell you something. That was one of the top 3 greatest experiences in my entire life. And I told Sal that. I was like, Sal, thank you for letting me share this with you, because
that was-
in a lifetime, people have things that they remember, like
remember
and
that
that was one of the greatest experiences.
Where was
I've
that
had.
shot? Where was that?
Well, what happened was we went to in March. It was filmed. Shit, I forget the town that we were in for that, but that's where the Golden Buzzer went. So we had to actually come home for 3 months and then keep that to ourselves until it actually aired in June. Then once it aired in June, then everybody got to see what we filmed in March.
Got it.
And then once they started going to the live rounds and stuff, Sal didn't have to get, he went straight to the live rounds.
To the top,
So
right.
we ended up going to California in July. and we were there straight till September.
Yeah, but I heard that people were wondering. They thought that you let the cat out of the bag because you were kept driving around in really shiny gold Cadillacs. Is that true?
I've had those Cadillacs my whole life.
I don't normally talk about one of my moments. I remember something to that effect, but a little different. I mean, that's more entertainment. I was a photographer for the city of Newark.
Okay.
I was their firefighter photographer, and I was good that they called me for everything. And I actually one of my most famous things I'll never forget is. Being the photographer, I was the only one. I was the mayor's photographer. I was the only one closest to the mayor that could only get anywhere near the mayor, especially if he was with a dignitary. And this dignitary happened to be the Prime Minister of England, Dave Cameron.
Okay.
Who took Tony Blair's spot after, and to walk down the street taking pictures of them just by myself. I was the only photographer allowed to take that walk. And I was taking that walk surrounded by Royal Guard and CIA.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And the Royal Guard woman in front of him with a bag to protect anything at that moment. And I'm in front of her taking pictures of, actually, or side of her, taking pictures for us in Newark, New Jersey, walking up a long city block, down another long city block to City Hall. And then we get into a cafe. And I'm sitting down having coffee with all three of them because all the press isn't allowed in yet, and we were just prepping for the press. And I'm sitting there having coffee with the Prime Minister of England. I said, to me, it's not that big of a deal because I've done other celebrities taking photos and stuff, but my father would have been so amazed to have saw that. He had passed already. But I was more amazed at that moment in my life because of my father could imagine. No, I was with the Prime Minister of England having coffee.
And how many people could actually say
that?
Yeah,
that's the President of England.
So, yes.
And that's really, really special because he had coffee. He didn't have tea.
Tea. I was just going to say, he didn't order tea, he ordered coffee.
Obviously, I took a picture with him, but it's a memorable moment. But you know what I'm saying, that time in your life?
Without a doubt. It's a big, oh, wow, moment. And that's something that it's one of those things that, we'll go to the grave with you.
Yeah. It's just, more for my father to be alive. I know how he would appreciate it even more than me.
Without a doubt.
But, so.
And Sal made it to number 5. That season. He made it all the way down to number 5. And he just did phenomenal. Just phenomenal job. Phenomenal voice.
Of course, he has a talent.
You hear Sinatra in his voice. Period.
Without a doubt.
But it was his confidence.
No, he's amazing.
And he's a great person.
He's great. Of course, at that time.
He really is.
Now he's really developed. But at that time, it was the confidence more than anything else. It was
stage presence. It's the way that he was able to actually even mesmerize the panel that was standing in front of him.
He knew
exactly what he was doing.
He knew what he was.
As soon as he started to sing, they went.
Yeah.
All their mouths
he had Heidi at how you doing.
Yeah. And the whole family was in the audience.
The whole family, the support of the family. And, I teased Heidi because she took a very big liking to Sal and myself. And, when they had timeouts where they were rearranging stuff, she would bring us backstage, with her security, and we'd shoot the shit in the hallway or in her room there. And I saw that she had a tattoo on her arm that was from her ex-husband that said, Seal. Because remember Seal was...
Yeah.
So I said, all you've got to do is take out the E, and you'll have the SAL for
That's a good one.
I thought of that real quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was funny. We had a good time.
Now, Tom, we got this bottle of wine over here, and I see old school red wine, Bigtime Tommie.
Oh, he said Tom? What Tom?
Who you say, Tom?
Oh, my God, I got it.
Who were you talking
I'm a
to
nut.
on that?
I'm a nut. I'm sometimes. Listen, drinking Rockabella vodka.
You better take it. You better cut him off with that vodka.
I did say that, but I said Big Time Tom.
Yes, you did. You were reading it. So.
Look, I want to make something clear. My name is Freddie. Don't ever call me Fred. I can't stand it.
Or Frederick or anything.
Freddie the fireman. That's it. There's no. If you want to call me Ferdinando, that's different. I said, but Freddie the fireman. Do not call me Fred. And I have to keep apologizing because I have a bad habit of calling this mister over here something other than Tommie, okay? And I feel the same way, and I get it. So shame on me for ever saying
that
that
goes.
word.
We have my son.
It's like, how do you have a guest? You don't know who the hell's on your panel.
It's like Cabot.
We have my son.
Sometimes I could be a son of a bitch.
What do you
I
say?
got-
We have my son Mateo in the house, my wife Frankie, and Mama Mia and Maria.
yes.
And with Mateo, when he was about 4 or 5 years old, I said, Mateo, I heard that kid call you Matt. Yeah, Daddy called. I said, Mateo, your name is Mateo. You know what a Matt is? It's what people step on before they go in somebody's house. It's Mateo, not Matt. All right, Dad, I got it.
There you go.
That's like did you ever hear of the joke about the guy who found his wife in bed? No, I'm sorry. The two kids who traded a gun and a watch in the schoolyard, and the Italian guy gave his son a watch, and the Jewish guy gave his son a gun. So I'm sorry, the vice versa. I'm fucking.
He's fucking a joke up too.
The Italian guy
Come on,
gave his
Freddie.
son. The Italian
No
guy.
more Rockabella vodka
The
for this
Italian
guy.
guy gave his son a watch, a gun, and
As he's holding on to the wine.
and the Jewish guy gave his son a watch.
Okay.
And then in school they traded, and the father said, "My son."
Miguel, look.
He goes, "What did happen to the gun?" He goes, "I traded it for this watch." He goes, "My son." He goes, "One day you're gonna find your wife in the bed with another guy, and what are you gonna say to the guy? Hey, what time are you think you're gonna finish?" So all right.
When we're mad at him, we know what we're going to call him.
Before we continue, we need to know
Fred
one
Kabat.
thing, which is extremely important. Papa O, are you having a good time so far?
I'm enjoying this. This is
All right.
it.
That's
That's
all I
it.
want to know.
I know
All right,
what you're
tell me
doing.
what you need. What you need, just let us know.
Sorry, we didn't get. I mean, you're always willing to chime in if anything. You know, you got the microphone. We got the camera. Go to you. We could do some interviews with you. I don't have any information. If you'd like to tell us about stuff that you're doing these days, you know.
Absolutely.
Doing with Tommie.
He's one of the biggest private investigators.
Hold the
in
mic and you're gonna
There
tell
we
Dad.
go, here we
Is
go.
it
There
okay
we
to
go.
say that though?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. Well, it's funny. That's how I met Junior over there. I actually met him on a case in Old Japan. We had a burglary at his house, and I mean, he'll tell you. As soon as I pulled up, he said he knew the case was going to be solved, and it was a movie actually, and that's how I met him. We became great friends. That was like 8 years ago.
Nice.
But I own a company. At the time I worked for Bo Dietl Investigations. Everyone knows Bo Dietl, and Bo Dietl's on the TV show with us, Gravesend.
Season 2. coming
Season
up
2.
this
But
You're also in Gravesend then. I guess.
yeah, I'm in Gravesend.
Oh.
I play a cop.
Oh, I am so looking forward to that. I like the first one. Biagio got killed, and I was like, man, that was it. Biagio, we could.
And I lasted 30 seconds.
Alive in the second one.
Hey, he got whacked too. In
Gravesend, he was whacked, and
That was season 1.
Season one.
He was
Right,
killed in the.
The
I have some-
last series, whatever it was.
I'm a little suspicious because he's a Jersey boy. If they want to get him out sooner.
Yeah. So.
Yeah,
So anyway, I opened up a company called Osborne Investigation Corp. And after retiring from the police department,
Oh yes, thank you for your service. to
Yes,
God.
absolutely.
I'm sure. I'm
NYPD.
assuming that helped you with your investigation.
Oh, of course, being an investigator. Met Tommie like 6 years ago, and we hit it off, and we've been great friends, and we do a lot of things together. We were in the movie Gender Bender together. I actually played a crazy part. And you're going to have to go and watch it, download it on Amazon Prime, and see exactly what happened. But it was a great scene. Tommie played a great role as a wise guy.
I
in
do
the
want to
movie.
thank you for bringing Tommie tonight. I do.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you, Pops.
I hope you're enjoying yourself, Pops. How's everything? You enjoying yourself?
I'm enjoying this. This is a first for me. One thing I want to say, though, about my son. When he was about 12 or 13, he started a business and in the neighborhood, and he did lawnmower service.
Oh, no.
And he had only the best equipment, and he had a lot of customers, and he walked around with more money in his pocket than I took home for a week's salary.
That's it. You'll have to see it. I'm making a movie actually called Mafia of the South, and hopefully we're going to go to production next year, and it should be great. But it has that story in it as well.
Nice.
You know, growing up,
That's
yeah.
great.
Yeah, so I knew he was going to be a businessman one day,
Nice.
but he wanted to be a cop first.
And I just want to say that my father said, "How do you find such nice people?" He was talking about you guys.
Yeah.
And you guys have
I
been
said
very
this before.
hospitable. We appreciate it
That's
very
how we
much.
are. That's us.
No, but it's amazing, and I
Look, we're not
appreciate it
putting
so
on no
much.
show. This is us. Period.
No,
Thank
it's great.
you. I mean,
You put
come
on
to our house.
Tommy, I don't want you to think we do this. We always do this for everybody. I mean, we went a little further for another reason, but we'll get into that later. But I just want you to know, everyone we respect and make sure there's always something to eat, something to drink. And you want to talk about old school? You can't put a price on food when you have friends around.
Listen,
That's right.
One main thing is that I knew that if we got Big Time, it would be great. But I knew that we had to have you here. And when you said it was your dad's birthday, it just clicked. I said, he's going to have an amazing time. Unless you had something, it's an important birthday. You know, you're turning 21.
I really want to thank you guys.
Oh, it's our pleasure.
You're
Our
welcome.
pleasure.
You're welcome.
Anytime.
This is really beautiful. It is
Thank
very
you for
nice
being
what
here.
you did.
Oh, this is
It is all of you.
Thank you.
It is very nice.
Yes.
And listen,
You made my
out
birthday.
of the tree of life,
We didn't even get started yet with your birthday.
But
The
you-
best
but
is
you
yet
didn't-
We got
to
the
come.
Rockettes coming in here now.
You got something
I
big
want
coming.
Tommy to make up a birthday song for me.
There you go.
Yeah, he will. He will.
Well, before we go to the next, I want to go to another segment of this one is our South Florida Wiseguyz. They've sent they're in their studio and they want to do a little shout out to the Wiseguyz and what's going on down there in South Florida. Let's go to Joe Rubo of Last American Virgin and Denise Casal down in South Florida and at the 6th borough.
Hi, everyone. We are so happy to be able to participate with the Wiseguyz Show. We're here down in Florida. This is Denise Casal with the Power Up Hour.
And this is Joe Rubo, and it's always an honor to be on your guys' show. You guys have a big show coming up this week, and we're so proud to be on it. But we want to tell you about our Christmas show coming up in 2 weeks. Tell them what we got going on for that show.
So for the Christmas show, we are going to be celebrating with, who's going to be showing up on there?
We got Goomba Santa coming.
Goomba
and
Santa.
and his helpers. This is the first time we're going to meet him. We're going to see him. He's been in hiding for a while, but he's coming out for Christmas.
We're super excited. Sorry that you can't be here, but know the fact that we are there in spirit, and you know you're here with us in spirit, and we're so excited to always know that we are a part of your family and you're a part of ours.
Yes, and we want you guys to come down here and see our new studio. We're so excited. You know, it's beautiful here, all decorated. It's like, Freddie, go down your basement where it's nice and comfy. That's what it's like here in the studio.
It's like home.
Yes.
It really is. It feels really good. So we were so excited to always have been a part of your show, know that you're always a part of ours, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Oh, Merry Christmas to you guys, and tell them the date of the show.
The date of the show to tune in will be December 16th. So make sure you all tune in, and you can go through our website to see us, which is www.radio. You can cut that.
Who shot who in the what?
Yeah, you can actually tune in to see us live on the 20. No, again.
Go ahead. You can watch it twice. We're gonna. Now I caught it.
All right, I got this.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
You could tune in on December 16th to see the show on our website, which is www.powerupradiotv.com, or you can actually streamline, and that will be through Facebook under Power Up Radio TV, the 6th borough.
That will be live
We
on
will
the
be live.
16th. And then
Yes.
you can watch it again. We're going to rerun it on the 23rd.
23rd.
Yes,
right.
because we're going to be home with our families for Christmas. We want to wish you guys again a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We could just do some.
Let's
acapella
talk.
in the
Let's
background.
have. If we talk a little bit about the Christmas show, you could edit it in, right?
Yeah, well, why don't you just say, listen, I got some friends in here that want to wish you a Merry
Okay, we can say that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, ready? And we have some friends here that are visiting in the studio today. We want to make sure that they have a chance to say hello to you up in New Jersey. And we have with us Matt. And we
Whoa,
have-
New Jersey!
Yes, it's New Jersey.
Shout out to West Orange.
Yes, Jersey in the house. We're excited to have you here. You want to go ahead and wish them a Happy New Year?
Yes, I do. Ladies and gentlemen,
How about a Merry Christmas?
it's the holidays. We've learned over the years not to give bad gifts because you could. Oh, December 11th. Watch out for December 11th. Watch out for December 11th. Merry Christmas. Otherwise, but watch out for December 11th.
Yes, December 11th, Big D Day, the one day of the year where everyone breaks up.
Dumped.
You get dumped on D-Day, which is December 11th, biggest breakup day that there is out there.
What's up, Wiseguyz? Just want to give you a shout out. I'm Kenny from Mag Chop. Hope you guys have an excellent Merry Christmas. And next time I'm in New Jersey, I'm gonna come see you. Merry Christmas.
Give an Italian hot dog for the holidays. Do you know what that is? It's a big roll with like peppers and onions and potatoes and hot dogs in it.
You mean a zazich?
Jimmy Buffs. That's that.
Utilize December.
That's
December
New Jersey
11th.
right there. Jimmy Buffs.
Utilize December 11th as a way to save money.
Shout out to
Cut it
everybody
out.
living off Okeechobee or Eagle Rock Avenue.
Oh,
Bloomfield
Eagle Rock
Avenue.
There you go.
Yeah.
I remember Eagle Rock Avenue for sure.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kearney, New Jersey.
There's nothing wrong. Don't give an iron. Terrible gift. Terrible gift. But you can give a Taylor ham, egg, and cheese on a bagel.
Only in Jersey. Only in Jersey.
They don't even sell Taylor ham anywhere except a grocery store here.
Well, you know.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever had it? It's amazing.
Yeah, when I was up in New
it's
York,
amazing.
not here.
It's
I
amazing.
didn't know they had it here.
It's not ham. It's not bacon. It's Taylor ham.
We want to make sure
Pork
that
roll.
we want to send you all the sunshine possible here from South Florida up into you, where we probably know it's extremely cold, and we're so sorry it's cold up there, but just know that we're keeping you warm in our hearts.
Yes.
Nice. All right. That was great. Great tonight. Denise and Joe are great. Tommy, I really want you to get to know Joe. He would love to probably have you on the show.
What part of South Florida?
I don't
It's near
remember.
me, Fort Lauderdale. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and listen, I'm telling you, Joe, you met Denise, and did you meet Joe too?
Yeah.
Oh, but Joe is known for that movie, Last American Virgin. It definitely is one of the classics of our time.
Cult film.
And it was hilarious, something we grew up on. And I'll be honest with you.
80s.
I'm very honored to know Joe call him a friend, regardless because of that, not just because of that movie, because of everything. His mother's an amazing woman. She's so friendly, and she'll cook a storm up for you if you're at her house. And he's that old school as well. He's also does motorcycles and stuff. So I really think you guys might bond a little bit. So hopefully I could pass you on to them.
Cool. I'll be down in Florida again in February.
Listen, when you're there, I'll get in touch with them and I'll call you and we'll go on together.
You're going to be in
Because
Florida, right?
they're dying for me to go on too. So that'll be great. Me
you
and
would
you
have
go.
a great time.
That'll be
Very
nice.
good. Great
Yeah.
people.
And now we've been outsoing all night, but I didn't hear any of your lines. Give me a couple of yours.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
And then,
But the thing is that I come from a very, very close family, and I live in a neighborhood within 4.5 blocks that I've got 53 relatives growing up.
Oh my
That's
God.
nice. How nice is
people-
that?
People sometimes in their lifetime don't even have 20 relatives or 10 or 15. I've had 53.
That's unbelievable.
Living within my 4.5 blocks. So I grew up the only way that I did growing up with them, to know in my head, wow, things have changed, but I never did, because I was so used to growing up the way that I did, that my memories are still back there. And to see everything that's changing around me, I want it to be as simple as it was growing up, with the tightness of family, the way that everybody lives near each other, where the front doors and the back doors are just left open, and now you could just go to the house and open the door and say, "Aunt Liz, I'm here," something like that.
my parents came to America in 1970, and that was the community that was developed where I was born in Newcastle, literally about that many people. And then little by little, who came back to New Jersey. So then there was a community like that in Botany Village with some family, but it was mostly people that were comrades, from Avellino in the Baiano region. There was, and then they just
Right
started,
outside of Naples.
Avellino, Baiano. But I'm saying Botany Village in Clifton, New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
So there was that community there that we had. So we totally understand, and that's when you really, really enjoyed it, life. I mean,
Yep.
Without a doubt.
And then we have
Christmas Eves were on Morrill, right? Oh, forget it.
And so we
Feast of
had
the Seven
Freddie
That's
and I
it, baby.
had in
Forget it.
Belleville. Belleville, grown up, in Newark, and you have those same communities with family,
So, Tommy, I want to ask you about Barstool. I'm getting better. Come on.
Hey, Cheryl, you see what this magic potion does?
Look at this.
Rockabella Vodka.
It's gone. Look, it's gone, Cheryl.
Wait a
He
minute.
drank the whole bottle. I had a little sip.
Now that we're on our sponsors, this show could not be done without our sponsors. Rockabella Vodka, Cheryl Kelly Lee. All right. The food provided tonight, Queen Margarita, Roma de Napoli, and Blue Eyes Restaurant, Hoboken. Thank you so much. Troy Anello Cigars, and Harley Davidson in Morris Plains, New Jersey, Bobby Harley. That's right. Damon Feldman, Celebrity Boxing, they're all good guys. And DeVito Promotions, Tina DeVito.
Oh, Tina. Yeah. I haven't seen her in so long. I love her.
She's doing some stuff with Cheryl.
Yeah, she's doing with Cheryl, right?
Okay.
And tailor-made, our tailor-made outfits like you see here. Anybody who interested in the tailor-made, check them out. Professional tailor. And I got to thank them. Their sponsors are very important. Without them, this show couldn't even be done. But let's get back to Tommie about this Barstool Sports that was done. Explain to me about this. I don't even know how it started.
I actually at the time didn't know where it began, but I got a phone call from one of my buddies at 10 o'clock in the morning, and Mike tells me, "You're going viral." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he says, "You're going viral on Twitter right now. I'm watching your numbers go around, and you're just about to hit 1 million." And I'm like, "But Mike, I'm not even on Twitter." He goes, "Well, somebody's got your video off your Instagram page on Twitter."
Wow.
And I'm like, "Who is it?" And he says, "The name is Mike Jones FL." And I'm like, "Wow, Mike Jones FL." So now I know that that's where it came from. I'll tell you about finding him later. But then all of a sudden, the day went through 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, and then before you know it, this thing stopped at like 6 million.
Wow.
And I was like, holy cow. And things were going nuts from different sponsors and people. But then Barstool Sports goes and takes it off of Twitter and puts it on the great page on Instagram of Barstool Sports. I went viral on that page with 2.5 million.
Oh, wow.
Then they took a second video of mine within 24 hours and put it on right after that went viral again. And I was just like, wow, this is insane. And people were driving down the street screaming out the window. And I was like, what are they saying? And at the time it was Vinny Dice, because Vinny Dice was in the video DJing, and I was walking in from outside, and I'd be at Vinny's house all the time during the summer. Yeah. Vinny's a great guy. One of the best freestyle and old school DJs.
He's good.
Without a doubt.
One of the best.
And we would just sit in his driveway, listening to the boombox and catching tan, and people were driving down the street screaming, Barstool! And we're like, what the hell are they saying? Barstool! And we're like, oh my God, they're screaming Barstool. They must have seen us on and literally for months, people were screaming Barstool. And it was just insane that there's certain formats that are on social media that help you and give you that nudge and that push. It's insane.
Yeah. We got that once, and then it died out, and then we get them here and there, and it's like, see, we're not comedians, so people like comedians. People like shorter videos. We do 2 hours, sometimes an hour and a half.
But Freddie, the thing is, you never know what's going to hit and what's not.
Yeah.
Because that video that was on my page did not hit like it did until it got onto where. And I thanked Mike Jones. I followed him. I put him on there. And but you never know. Something that you may not think is funny or your best material, somebody else
I'm going to blow your mind away.
Holy shit.
I'm going to blow your mind away.
And it's all about
Victor
sharing.
Victor Botetto became famous with the bread and milk video.
Bread and milk.
Right.
I was helping him with a lot of his videos on YouTube. He had his son doing a lot of the stuff. But I was telling him what he did was one day he put up and you confirmed this with him. He put up like 4,000 YouTube videos, and he put up like 1,000 of them like real fast. I said, no, don't do them that fast. How are you going to post like 1,000 videos or even 400 videos, whatever it was, and have everybody be able to see that at once? Do one at a time. Don't bang them all out at once. If you got all these good vignettes, play them once. And he was like, yeah, man, I put them up. But then he did the bread and milk video, and he even told me that he almost deleted that because he didn't think it was that good.
Oh,
See?
wow. He almost deleted
Ask him that.
That's true. No, I know that story.
Yeah, I saw
So,
Vic
you
a
know-
lot more often than you think back in the day because he did a lot of shows around the area and we always were there supporting him.
Yeah,
But you
that
see,
video's
it's like Tommy
17
said.
million,
You
17
don't
million
know.
hits, I think it was.
Wow.
Do you know that
I
every
did a video-
snowstorm, that video resurfaces, they talk about it on the news, and his numbers go up even higher.
Yeah.
See?
I made a picture for him. I sent it to him of when it hit 6 million. Of the $6 million man with his face in the $6 million man. So I sent that to him when that happened. So think about at 6 million. Like I was, I knew him for a while, and I wish him
I
Thanksgiving.
know. I was trying to get him to come here tonight. He had other arrangements.
I called him on
That's
the way
right.
here.
He was.
That's
yeah.
all right. He's got to protect his career. Wiseguyz and Victor Potato might not go together too well. But what I do want to say is I've always been friends with him, and he knows. I wished him happy Thanksgiving. He reached out back to me,
No, he's
and
a
I know,
great
and I'm
guy.
also friends with his manager Russ. And so Russell is a good guy, and we'll run into each other again. When he performed at the Borgata, he brought me back into the green room.
We just had him at Governor's Comedy Club out in Long Island this past weekend. 2 sold-out shows. It was unbelievable.
Vic's the best.
If you get to
Vic's
see
the
him, I mean, especially his Christmas show.
It
was
took him a
amazing.
long time to get to where he's at, and what bothers me is you don't see him on a late night show more often. He should be up on Fallon once in a while. He should be up on. The only thing I could think of is why he's not is because he does have a heavy vulgar in his his comedy. So I don't know if that's good for TV, but
No, but you don't always have to curse. They even have songs that they have curse words in his real song, and then when it goes on on radio, those words are taken out. He would be able to filter himself.
I'm surprised I didn't see him more. He was on The View, I think, with the bread and milk. I remember that.
He'd be able to filter himself out to go on TV.
And every year, every winter, we get a big snowstorm. Those numbers go up.
Absolutely.
They just keep going.
They
up.
show the video.
Resurface, right? People are hanging
But
out
V
watching.
Fellas was his first real action with Freddie and I and the rest of the crew. We got our crew, he got his, and we did magic. And V Fellas.
I like that video. We remember that.
Oh yeah, that was a good
You
one.
showed
That
us
was-
the video actually.
The video is
during the
awesome.
San Gennaro
And
feast.
that's a video that you guys should keep.
I'll show
putting
you
up.
another one at the Mohegan Sun. It was another good one. It was a short clip of his for his DVD. It was something to open up his DVD. It was about him coming out of the limo and then going into. He was late and he went to the back room in the green room and his manager's like, "What are you doing?" And he's going, "I got to go out now. I got to take a shit." He's like, so. But
Listen, we have a lot of fun with him. He's great. But you should definitely put that video back up because I saw it for the first time. Gennaro, you told me that you showed me that, and it was very, very funny.
Yeah,
and
just
I'm
this
sure a lot
past
of people would love to
September.
see. Yeah,
I saw it for the first
So,
time.
so one thing I want to share with you, the opening moment, when the scene opens up, and you hear me go, jackpot! That was a real moment. Freddie and I grew up with him, and he's been an extraordinary talent in comedy. And we lost him, God rest his soul. So it was actually the first time I'd seen him in a while. And so that moment was real. We had Johnny Salami in there. We had, of course,
Salami.
Vic DiBattista. We had Fred Rubino. We had, Freddie.
yeah, we did a lot with them. It was-
Freddie actually filmed and edited that. And how long did it take you to edit that, Freddie?
I told Tommy.
Who?
I told Tommy it took me 2 hours to shoot because we were supposed to be there at 9 till 11:30, so I was supposed to have 2 hours.
Let me just, Freddie. Let me just help you with this. Now hold on a minute. You'll never say Tom if you say big time Tommy. It just doesn't.
There you go. That's it. I'm going to say that from now on. All right?
I saw Tommy almost kill somebody in a parking lot of Rolling Roast because the guy's like, "Hey, nice car." He goes, "Tom." He goes, "My name's Tommy." He goes, "Okay, hey Tom, what year is this?" Bro, I thought he wanted to kill. He was ready to kill.
Hold on.
I got to say, I'm
going to just share some with you. I think I told you this in the San Gennaro feast, and Mama Mia, Ana Maria, she told you as well. We have a big time Tommy in our family. He's my brother. So one day, big time Tommy and me, big time Tommy, but he wants to be called Tommaso. That's his name.
Nice.
So
okay. But I do. I want to go to our next guest. We did an interview and with a legendary TV legend, Bobby Eubanks, and he has a lot to talk about. Me, Jumpin' Gennaro and Biagio did an interview with him. Let's go to our guest for tonight, another guest of ours on the phone with Bobby Eubanks. Hello?
Hello, it's Bob Eubanks.
Hey, Wiseguyz.
All right.
Well, welcome to our show. I want to personally thank you for this interview. It is an honor and a pleasure to have you. I'm just going to introduce who's with me. I'm Freddie the Fireman, who you met before at Chiller Theater. Sitting next to me, we have Biagio, Italian singing sensation.
How you doing, Bob?
Right.
Big fan.
Hey.
And Jumpin' Gennaro.
Atsu. How you doing, sir?
All right, doing fine. Thank you.
Well, first of all, I'd like to get started. Do you have anything going on you'd like to mention that you would like?
Oh, yeah. You know, I've got, I have a live Beatles show I do. I have a live game show I do. And I also have a cameo situation. And so those things are important to me.
Fantastic.
But whatever you need, I'm here for you.
Well, we're kind of like, we're starting off like, we've been doing the podcast for a while now, and we are doing a lot better with getting exposure. We have 33,000 members on our Facebook page, but I want to ask you any advice that you have for us, maybe for what you know, because you're the legendary disc jockey who started off in L.A.
I was going to ask you the same thing. If I do a podcast, do you have any advice?
Well, podcasts, this is Jumpin' Gennaro. Podcasts, it seems like everybody is really getting into it. It's been out privately for over a decade, like some of them, like ours, and it seems to be a bigger thing. But you started out when it was innovation, you know, in your time with doing radio. And it's kind of like the same thing when you started with radio and us with podcasts. What was your experience, you know, starting out on radio?
Well, you know what I did is I went to a radio school, Don Martin School in Hollywood, and my first job was at a 250-watt radio station in Oxnard, California. 200 went to the ocean and 50 went to a cemetery next door. And I wanted to do what the big guys did, so I told the station manager that I was working midnight until 8. And I told the station manager, I want to give away a couple of rock and roll albums. And he says, well, you have to buy them because I'm not going to give them to you. So I went and I bought 2 albums, and I must have mentioned it 100 times. And I finally said, okay, I'll give them to the first person that calls. And nobody called.
Wow.
So I made up a name and took them home. And I realized then I was talking to myself, you know. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we hear you great. We're just like sucking it all up. I mean, I got to tell you, I'm a little starstruck. Even when I spoke to you in person, I watched you as a child growing up. When I found out your whole history, I was just blown away. And the story you told me, I remember the most is when you were something where you were doing a radio show in L.A. and your ratings weren't that great, and you did something with, I think, the Beatles, was it that you said?
Well, you know, I was here's the deal. Let me back up a little bit. My next job, by the way, after I left that little one, was at the hot new rock and roll station in Los Angeles, KRLA. And the way I got that job is pretty funny because one morning I got off of my little bitty radio station and I drove to the hot new station in LA, KRLA, and I just wanted to see what the big guys look like. And so I'm sitting in the lobby, and they're having a disc jockey meeting, and I could tell the all-night man had a sore back, and nobody wanted to sit in for him because he did 6 hours, and they did 3 hours. So I walk up to the program director, and I said, hi there, I'm a disc jockey. And he looked at me funny, and he says, do you belong to the union? I said, no, but I can. I borrowed $360, joined the union, went on the air that night, and I was there 7 years to the day.
Wow.
How's that, huh?
Wow. That's awesome.
But what happened then, when I opened a couple of young adult nightclubs called Cinnamon Cinders. So when the Beatles announced that they were going to tour America, they signed with the agency GAC, and I had never produced a concert in my life, but because I was a disc jockey, and I had these young adult nightclubs when I bought talent, I was given the chance to promote the Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl '64.
Wow.
And that's a long story. You don't even have time for that. But anyway, I think now I'm the only living person to have produced a Beatles show all 3 years they toured America.
Wow,
That's amazing.
Wow,
And so that's what pretty much really put you on the map, right? In the beginning.
Yeah, well, I don't think so, because then I was playing a basketball game, and I asked this guy, I said, who you signed with? Who's your agent? And he says, Noel Rubeloff. And my friend Charlie O'Donnell said, well, you can't sign with Noel Rubeloff. You know, he only takes big talent. So I went to see Noel Rubeloff, and he says, Chuck Barris has a new show coming on, and we should go down and talk to him about it. Anyway, long story short, I got the Newlywed Game. And I learned the Newlywed Game, and we had to show it to the big guys from New York. So they flew out, and we're in a studio, and couple number one was an unknown comedian named Dom DeLuise.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I remember something.
Wow.
Like that,
But down at the end was a cute little blonde. Now, remember, this is 1964 or 5. And I remember I said, what's your favorite nickname for your husband? And she said, Numbnuts. And the ABC boys got up, went upstairs, and bought the show without a pilot.
Wow.
Wow. And like I said, growing up watching, see, I was young watching it, and my sisters or my parents would watch it, and I would be like in the room, and even as a kid, it was hilarious. We were just in tears sometimes.
Well, you know, they wanted me to say make love, and I wouldn't do it because I didn't think you should have to explain that to your children until you were ready to do so. So.
Well, you were
make
in the
love
60s.
became whoopee.
Yeah, you were in the 60s, so making love was pretty common. I'm sure kids heard it all day long.
Bad deal, you know.
Where'd you
So
come
that's
up
how
with
whoopee was born, though.
Did you just came out with it, or was it something you used on the radio?
Frank Sinatra had a hit record called Making Whoopee.
Oh,
And I said, you know what? I'll say whoopee. And they agreed with that. And that's what kept us on the air, I guess.
Now, I think you also inspired Whoopi Goldberg, didn't you?
No.
Well, let me just say, Jumpin' General again. First of all, you got an amazing voice, but that smile and your charisma, I mean, it looked so natural when you're on the Newlywed Game. But in the beginning, I remember watching something where you said you were kind of very intimidated about, taking that.
Oh, well, let me
taking that
tell you,
role.
I was so frightened. And I remember now, I'm still a disc jockey. And I'm standing in the dressing room. We're getting ready to shoot our first day. And I'm in my dressing room, and I just said, God, you got to help me because I don't know what I'm doing. And there's a knock on the door. And I open the door, and here stands two guys in suits. And I said, hi there. He says, Bob? I said, yeah. I thought it was ABC. He says, you're hereby ordered to appear before the United States government anti-payola in such and such, and you damn sure better show up. I was served a felony rap on a payola charge 30 seconds before I did my first Newlywed game.
Wow.
And Chuck Barris came to me afterwards, and he said, Bobby, we got to talk. I said, what's the matter? He said, you've just done something I've never seen anybody do before. I said, what'd I do? He said, you went a half hour without blinking. That's how scared I was.
Wow. So you called...
Canceled the subpoena. I hadn't done anything wrong.
Right. So you called God, and then you got the knock on the door. You were expecting God to be there, right?
No, I was expecting the ABC guys to say, good luck, Bob.
Yeah. Wow.
That's amazing. Well, in the end, it turned out pretty good because it set the
I
stage.
did it off and on for 5 decades.
Wow.
You know?
Is that how long the show ran? The
Off
Newlywed
and
show?
on.
The actual
You know,
Newlywed
it
show.
would come on for a couple of years and then go off, and then come on for a year and then go off like that.
I love this show.
But
And
I
the
did
questions you came
11
up.
different game shows, total.
So here's a question you probably have heard before, but it's coming to me. Have you ever met someone, like even today, if you're like going about your daily routine in California, do you ever meet somebody that said, Bob Eubanks, I was on your show in 1980, I don't know, and before I got married, and did you ever get that?
Yeah, well, better yet, I've had them say, Bob Eubanks, my parents were on your show.
Oh, wow.
Well, obviously, we were mentioning other stuff that you did as far as producing. You did a lot of concerts, and I remember our conversation as where you managed Dolly Parton, and
I did that for 2 years, yes.
yeah, and did you manage her twice? I think didn't you? Tell me something.
No,
where-
tell you what happened. I signed Dolly. She that's a long story, but anyway, signed Dolly, and after 2 years. We were doing all right, and she came to me and she said, I can't stand the pressure anymore of having a West Coast manager. The guys here in Nashville are giving me all kinds of trouble. And I said, well, I understand that, kiddo, no problem at all. So we parted ways, and a year later, she called me, and she was at the Beverly Hills Hotel. She said, I need to have a meeting with you. So I went down to meet with her, and she said, will you manage me again? And the stupidest thing I've ever done in my whole life was said, kiddo, I just don't have the time right now to put into your career, and it wouldn't be fair for you. So I turned it down.
Oh. Well, that was very respectful, though. It wasn't.
He's worth $600 million right now.
But I'm saying, you at least she gave you, the respect of, hey, if you didn't say no because you held a grudge or anything. It just wasn't the right time.
Now I don't know how correct my my research was, but I want to first congratulate you. In 2000, you received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. But they did mention that you received it right in front of Grauman's Egyptian Theater, which is where you originally first broadcasted. Is that true?
No. Here's the deal. I needed. I had a job at Lockheed Aircraft, and it lasted 3 days because a guy dropped dead in front of me on the way in. Oh, wow. And I said, I'm out of here because I'm so unmechanical. Anywho, I got a job as a doorman at the Egyptian Theater there in Hollywood. And I saw Oklahoma, I think, 23 weeks. But I was afraid of heights. And the manager said, will you go wipe down the marquee? I said, okay. So I got this big ladder on wheels, and I climbed up, and I'm wiping the marquee. And here comes these two guys down Hollywood Boulevard, and they get right to my ladder, and bam, they hit it. Well, I'm rolling down Hollywood Boulevard now, and I was ticked off, boy. Oh, wow. So pretty soon I look down, and they're coming back. And just as they get to my ladder, I slide down, I grab this little broom, and I hit this guy right in the back of the head. Wow. And the manager was walking out of the box office exactly at the same time, and he said, you're fired. I said, okay. So when I got my star on the Walk of Fame, I had it right in front of the Egyptian Theater where I got fired.
Oh, wow. See, that's nice. But and then also another achievement, 2005, you received a Lifetime Achievement Award, Emmy Award, from the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences.
Yeah, I've won 9 Emmys.
Wow.
And
that's
incredible. Because I did the Rose Parade for 34 years.
Right.
That deserves an atzo. 1, 2, 3, atzo!
What?
So we celebrate on the show with the atzo. It shows element of surprise and celebration.
Oh, I see.
That's
I
like
did the Rose Parade for 34 years, and I 9 Emmys for that. We did pretty well because I was in the rodeo business. I was a participant and then did television for rodeos. And so I knew a lot about horses, and Stephanie Edwards with me knew a lot about bands. And so we kicked butt. We had really good ratings. In fact, when we quit, our ratings were twice that of all the other channels combined.
Wow.
But it was just time to quit. That's why we did it.
So,
Yeah.
so I was about to say, I was born in Newcastle, Pennsylvania, and years had gone by when I researched how many significant things in this little town in the middle of nowhere in Pennsylvania. And I found out that Bob Hope started his first radio show before, he got into vaudeville and then, all the way down the line. Did you ever have any, back in the day, any association with Bob Hope at all?
No, I didn't have any association, but I gave him an award of some kind, and if you go to the Golf Hall of Fame, you see me handing Bob Hope this trophy, and I didn't even know it existed, but I know I've never had any real close contact with Bob Hope.
Was there a request for you to give that to him during,
I don't remember doing it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's been a...
Wow.
I have a quick question with Bob. Bob, since you were a DJ, I guess did you play an instrument? Did you love music? How'd you get involved in that?
I always wanted to be a disc jockey, and I don't know why. It started when I was in junior high school. And so rather than going to college after I graduated, I went to the radio school, and that's how I got started with it. I don't think I was I was an okay disc jockey. Back then we were time and temperature guys. 17 minutes after 4, Pasadena, 64 degrees. Come on down, here come the Beatles. That kind of stuff.
Right.
That's great. That's great.
But,
what was the first song that the Beatles played?
Didn't want to be a disc jockey all my life because I wasn't that good, I didn't feel. So that's how I took what I knew then and branched out into other areas.
Well, I wanted to say, when speaking with you, your voice, listening to you on the speaker, it sounds amazing. But I'm saying, listen to you in person, you could see the voice that you had was perfect for. I mean, you had to be nuts not to hire you as a disc jockey. But I wanted, for all the things you've done, as far as disc jockey, managing, everything you did, were there any? Was there anybody you liked? Influenced you to do what you did? Did you have people you looked up to and said, as you were a child, and say, that made you?
There was nobody in the music business. Monty Hall in the game show business, I always thought he was very good, and he kind of, without knowing it, helped me out how to do things. I learned how to make people talk. And what I discovered is that people don't want to know about you. They want you to know about them. So, for instance, if you walk into a meeting that you've never had before, and the first thing I do is take a look on the walls or pictures that the person may have and ask them a question about, hey, is that your daughter over there? Wow. And I got to tell you, the moment you ask questions about them, the meeting goes much better because here again, they want you to know about them.
Yeah, I thought. Listen, when I watched because I saw the Newlywed game, I watched it all the time. The questions, a lot of them, were they off right off the top of your head? Some of the things you asked, or everything was pre-planned?
None of them were off the top of my head. We had a whole staff writing questions, and I refused to ask about 30% of them because they would lock themselves in a room and they would come out and they would get crazy, But no, they wrote them, and we had to be very careful that we didn't cross the line with taste, which everybody claims we did. But I'll tell you a couple Newlywed stories. One time we got a phone call from a lady, and she said, I saw my husband on the Newlywed game with some woman. The dope had gone on with his mistress, went on television. You talk about stupid. And
what?
Then at one time, a lady, I said, what's the one thing your husband told you not to talk about? She's almost in a whisper said, well, my husband and my cousin are going to kill my uncle for the insurance.
Oh, my.
What? And I almost passed out. But we bring the husbands back in, and the jerk matched the answer. He got 10 points.
That's great.
You think any of that was staged? I mean, they wanted to just make
None of it. Everything was absolutely legit. And one of the reasons we didn't like celebrities on Newlywed Game is because most celebrities can't stand for anybody to be funnier than they are. And the funniest people in the world at that time were John and Mary Jones, you know.
Right.
If I got a funny answer, I would immediately look at the other three couples, and I could tell by the body language where I was going to get the next funny answer. I learned how to make people talk. That's what it boils down to.
Well, if you did come up with a question in your head during the process, were you able to ask it?
No. I had to ask the questions that were the writers put right in front of me.
Gotcha.
You know.
So this is Jumpin' General again. A large part of being here, not only because these are brothers, that we know each other and we been through life moments together. I like living in the moment. So even though I can't physically see you right now, I listen to the tone of voice and your gestures, and I improvise, because I think the most important thing is living in the moment and curious to see how one responds and kind of work off of that. So it's interesting that you say that.
Well, I will tell you, I'm a believer that you take what you know how to do and apply it in other areas. And that's, I'm going to be 85 January the 8th.
God bless you. God bless you.
And you look great,
so
too, by the way.
I want to do a cameo thing. I'm going to do that. I'm going to write a new book called Short Stories About Big People.
Nice.
And
I like that
I may do a
title.
podcast. I don't know.
You should.
I think you should. I would love to see that. I can only imagine all the other stories that you have, and people would love to hear.
I think that's smart. I think it'd be
Do you
really-
come? Listen, we have a family restaurants, or we have a few family restaurants over here. Whenever you come to the East Coast, you're always welcome to contact Annette, who set up the interview for us. And she, when you come by, you're our guest all the time. You will not regret it.
That's very nice of you.
Well-
And, by the way, did you guys hear the news this morning
about
about the president? Didn't you hear about it?
About Joe Biden? No.
Well, he had to go to the doctor. He couldn't stop Putin.
Well, the other thing is, if you want to get any idea of podcasting, just come in our studio and be a co-host.
Yeah, be a
on
co-host
the East Coast.
And you want to laugh is we're friends with a lot of the big disc jockeys that are. We have one Joe Causey, Brooklyn's own, who's big in New York City right now, probably the top disc jockey in New York right now.
New York, yeah.
And also
That's great.
former ones that actually.
I was friends with. Out here, it was Dick Biondi and Casey Kasem.
Oh, Casey Kasem.
Kasem.
Wow, my
Wow,
God.
wow.
A lot of those guys, but I wasn't a very good disc jockey.
Do you remember Al Bandero in the 80s and 90s?
No.
He's more West Coast.
No,
Yeah,
see, I got out of radio on, trying to think. It was in 1966 or 67 I got out of radio. I think.
Well, you have an
The
auto.
Beatles I did in 64.
I still can't believe you did the Beatles. That's
And the
unbelievable.
Rolling
3 years.
Stones.
I
Rolling Stones,
produced
too.
the Beatles at Hollywood Bowl 1964 and 1965.
How many
and
people
then
were at that, Bob,
at
if you don't mind me
66
asking?
Dodger Stadium, and that was the second to the last concert they ever
Stadium.
appeared in together for money.
Earlier, this is Jumpin' General again, I had asked, do you remember what was the first song they performed when they came in?
Twist and Shout.
Wow.
That's the first one I heard at the Hollywood Bowl.
Wow.
Bob, how many people were there at the Hollywood Bowl? Do you know?
I think it was 13,000.
Okay. That was big.
Well,
We sold it out, and it's a funny thing. We announced in April that the tickets would go on sale at this particular date, and my God, the kids hit the Hollywood Bowl. They were camping out. They were a big line way down almost to Hollywood Boulevard. And I had an employee of mine in the box office, and she said, "Can we sell this thing out in one day?" And he laughed at her. He said, "1 day?" He said, "It'd be like to sell it out in a week." And about 2 hours later, he came to her. He says, "We're sold out."
Oh man.
One more question, Bob.
The first year they were inquisitive. I always had to have a press conference. They were inquisitive. Paul wanted to go out with Jane Mansfield, and it was just, crazy times. The second year, they were tired, and they wanted to meet Elvis, and so they had an arrangement made where they went over to meet Elvis at his house.
Wow.
And a funny story about that is they were sitting there waiting for Elvis to come into the room, and McCartney found something he'd never, ever seen before. He would hold this thing in his hand, and you could change the channel by pushing a button. And he was just mesmerized by that. And then in '66, well, they were a band that no longer wanted to be together, and Beatlemania was starting to subside a bit.
You mean to tell me you didn't hear the story and how Elvis bet like $1 million on a bowling game in his house?
I don't know about that.
Making that up. I'm sure he bowled with a lot of people in his house.
I have another question, Bob, and I appreciate
Colonel Parker
your time.
was an outlaw, man. I mean, he jumped off the ship so he didn't have to pass through customs, from the Netherlands, and he ended up becoming one of his friends made him an honorary colonel. He changed his name.
Wow.
And I think that's why Elvis never sang out of the country, is because Parker was here illegally. I don't know.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's what they showed on the new movie that's out, correct? Because I watched the Elvis movie, the one that's out. But Bob, real quick, when the Hollywood, I'm sorry, where's my train of thought now? The Newlywed Game. What other shows were on at that time? Was the Dating Game on? I'm trying to think of who else was on at the same time.
Dating Game was on first.
It was.
And Let's Make a Deal was on. I don't know. I forget the others. I'll tell you, Chuck Woolery was doing Wheel of Fortune, and he was making $5,000 a week. And he went to the people at Wheel, and he said, "I want a raise." And trying to think, who produced Wheel of Fortune? Dude. Anyway, he said, "I want a raise." And they said, "Nope, no raise." "Well, take it back. We'll give you $7,500 a week instead of 25 or 5. And he says, "No way. I'm going to go to Nashville and become a singer."
Oh.
So he wanted $10,000. They turned him down, and Pat Sajak, who I'm having dinner with this coming week, is now making a little over $2,000, and Vanna makes $1,500.
Wow. Unreal. Well, listen, I'm sure we could go on here. I want to thank you again. It is such an honor to have you on our show. And I want to, before I let you go, though, the invitation is open on the East Coast. Please save Annette's number, and whenever you're on the East Coast, it will even provide transportation to get you there.
Thank you. What city are you in?
We're in New Jersey. We're in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey, but we're near like Newark, Belleville.
And if you're going to Manhattan,
we're half an hour in Atlantic City.
Yeah, right. We're about 2
did
hours.
A live game show there.
Even when you're in Atlantic City, if you're ever there, just let us know. We have a lot of people that we're friends with. Come on, this is the Wiseguyz show, so you're going to be treated like a king.
Well, the last time I was in Atlantic City, I was staying at a hotel, and this girl started banging on my door about 2 in the morning. It was screaming and yelling. I finally had to get up and let her out. It was just terrible.
I wanted to ask you.
I'm going to use that.
You have a book coming out. Is there? And then you also have an autobiography that was done already, I believe. Do you have any other thing you want to mention that people can go to, websites, anything like that?
Just Cameo. If they would like for me to cut a video for someone having a birthday or for someone a wedding anniversary or whatever, they would just go to Cameo and look up my name, and then I would make arrangements to video something for them. That's important for me.
That's awesome.
Great. Thank you so much, Bob. It's been such an honor, and
Thank you.
I can't tell you this. Speaking with you at Chiller Theater, and even speaking with you today, as much as I gotta honestly say, it's going to stick with me for the rest of my life. And I can't.
You're a nice man. Thank you very much.
Thank you for all of us. I am
very fortunate. I'm very blessed.
I would love. I would love
I have 4
for you.
children. My oldest is 62, and my youngest is 19.
Wow, God bless.
And 2 in the middle. And I live a blessed life, and I'm very happy.
You're a great man.
God bless you.
Great man.
Bob Eubanks, Jump Engineer. Can you count up to 3 in Italian, not Spanish?
Count up to 3. What?
In Italian. Uno.
No, hell no.
Uno. All right.
I can do that. Uno, dos, tres. In,
all right.
in
Uno.
Hispanic.
It's uno, due, tre. Okay. I want you to do the count, and we're gonna do a final lazzo.
Uno, due, e tre.
Uno, do it, and tre.
That's it. Okay. Ready? Go.
Uno, do it, and tre.
Lazzo!
Thank you, Bob. Thank you so much. I'm really looking forward. Look us up, please, when you come on the East Coast, especially if you're doing another signing. We'll be there.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
All right. What a great guy. Amazing legend, television
many
legend.
stories.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
He's just most people don't know, like when you say old school, he's old school. He talks old school, period. You want to talk about old school, he's like in the 60s when you talk to him. And he's old school 60s, and then you get into 70s and a little 80s, but nothing but old school talking to him. He brings up times that were just amazing. He talks about his kids and how I didn't bring up the kids in the interview because there's so much to talk about with him, and out of respect, you don't know if you even want to talk about it. I know you probably do, but I'd rather just not take the chance and not even discuss it and talk to him when I see him again.
The best part of that, and I'm completely amazed, is that when they remember things to the T, like he's reading it from a book that he wrote. No, this is just right off the fly. I'm always impressed by that. But these are
part of his life.
This was his life. This is what his life.
Now, just want to mention one more thing to Tommie about you. There's a few things you have like interest in, and one thing is cigars. By any chance, did you ever try our Troianello's guy?
I didn't. I didn't try.
Did he ever reach out to you?
He might have, and I don't want to say disrespectful that I
think
say
he's
no.
got good
I don't.
cigars.
I've got so many different cigar people, and I do try to get back to everybody. And I may have talked to him, I may not have, but if you'd like to put us
Well, I want to
together,
tell you this. Wait, before you, because Mike's the reason why we
what's the name of his cigar?
Troianello. That's his last name.
I'm
His
going
last
to give
name.
you a little history, just very little synopsis when Freddie's done.
Yeah, I want to just say I'm not a huge cigar smoker. I've had cigars. I'm a retired firefighter, so I've had my cigars.
Right.
And I think I really like his cigars. I some about it. It's very fresh. They're burnt. They burn. They got nice taste. They're what you want out of the cigar quality that he sells.
Right.
And he's a very humble person. And he'll make anything. And I'm telling you, Tommie.
Oh my God!
I'm telling you, Tommie. I want to say he definitely would love to make a cigar in your name.
That would be awesome, except for one thing. I actually have my own cigar with one of the major cigar companies in the world with my name on it.
Okay.
So,
well,
thank you.
That'll be a
And
conflict of interest.
That would be...
Okay, all right. Well,
not that
at
I
least-
wouldn't love
that's-
to collaborate with somebody, but that would be a major conflict of interest. Right. I've signed on with these guys a year and a half ago. April 20th of 2021 was my actual day that my cigars were released. And thank God and thank you, everybody in the country that has been buying my cigars, because my cigars are nationwide. I've sold out 6 times.
Wow.
I've sold out 6 times. That right now they're still waiting for another order that just sold out a couple of weeks ago to come from Nicaragua. So I am blessed with that I was able to collaborate with Asylum 13. I did pick my own blend, my own wrapper, designed my own label with their graphic designer, designed the box, and thank you. The experience was very great, and I've sold out 6 times, so I'm just waiting for
maybe we could
another
try
batch to come into the company and to get dispersed all over the country.
Maybe
again.
we could try something else. At least try. I'm going to tell you.
I would love to try one of his
Well,
cigars.
here's what I'm going to share
Absolutely.
with you. So what happened is, first of all, I'm going to tell you what he's about and why he's part of us. Because only people that are involved with us are people who are straight shooters, old school, and no nonsense. He works as a hard-working guy, family man, masonry business in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And he's from Staten Island and his family, and he just liked smoking cigars. He's a young kid, you know. He couldn't find things he liked, so he started asking the makers to do certain blends.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave him an idea, and I said, listen, first of all, he loved everything that we're doing. He wanted to be some way part of us. I said, you can sponsor us with cigars. You know, when people come and we have friends, we'll share it. And so that's how we started. But I said, I want you to try something. I like a Maduro. I like a mature leaf. And I said, with just a hint of hazelnut in it. So it's called the Jumpin' Gennaro.
Oh, nice.
Maduro
Jumpin'
Nocciola.
Gennaro!
So that cigar, listen to this.
That's how they should announce it. The Jumpin' Gennaro!
every cigar that's sold, all right, $1 goes to autism. And it goes to my friend's cause, Ariana's Angels. He also dedicated Ariana's Angels cigar,
Yes.
another one. So, and if a box is sold,
Hey, we got to get him over
$25.
to Ariana's Angels, maybe.
Oh,
next year, Vinny would love it.
Next year.
He does a cigar night.
The cigar
and,
night that there's dignitaries
the
from
biggest
all over
autism event
New
you'll
York
ever
and New
see.
Jersey.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah, let us know. We'll
900
definitely
That's
come out.
incredible stuff. Yeah.
Inside the Venetian and Garfield,
Officers,
900
firemen,
plus
everywhere.
people.
Oh, mud on them.
And cigar night, and you get your cigars coming in.
Everywhere.
But the raffles, it's just
You would help
amazing.
the
Sounds like
autism.
an
You would
amazing
help-
event.
you would help the
Oh,
cause.
you got to come out. You got. I mean,
The
we'll
food-
let you
Now
know.
is it just one guy, Troy Nello, that is this?
Sponsoring us.
No, there's two names over there that does cigars.
Okay, so it's 2 cigar people over
Yes,
there.
yes.
Yeah, maybe you
I
could bring
can't
your
see him bringing a
cigars.
third. There's so
Yeah.
900 people.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Maybe I could get Asylum 13 on board
Yes,
and
yes.
do something
Yeah.
that way.
He'll hook it
Since
all up.
it's not just a side of the street thing.
Vinny
It's
would
a
love it.
real-
Vinny
it's
would love it.
autism.
Vinny would
And
love
who
it.
doesn't
Yes.
want to give to a great
His
cause?
daughter
Absolutely.
has inspired. You know, she brought. Forget about the amount of people who are in the room.
I'm
this time.
talking-
But beyond that,
I'm talking
Amazing.
raffles that, I mean, the whole night is giving
They
away the
raise
raffle baskets.
50
you buy the raffle tickets.
you say at
But
least-
open bar, all the food you can eat. It's like nonstop. Cigars in the back, you know, and some are complimentary, some you have to pay for. But if you don't have, you know, if you want a free cigar, it's there. You know what I mean? It's just amazing
for
event.
the first time, because I always said, you know, they raise so much money for autism, but for the first time, I said I always love to see somebody actually come out and speak and voice that benefited from Ariana's Angels. There was somebody there that blew everybody's socks off.
Yeah.
He was speaking.
Oh, yeah.
like.
And I
such an
apologize. I was busy at the time doing something, and I was trying to catch the back and forth. But I
Amazing
didn't.
how he presented himself like he was a professional.
Yes.
You know.
Oh, so it was somebody
spokesperson.
actually with autism?
Yes.
That's-
Like overcame
Yes.
it, that
Okay.
was spoken like with unbelievable.
All the
presentation.
money, all
God
the money
bless.
goes to the autism. All the money.
this is huge.
None goes to him.
100% of
100%. Vinny doesn't need it. He welcomes it all. He has guys that come in out of the woodworks just to buy tickets and not even come. This is all for autism, and the most special thing about
to a great cause.
the whole night is he don't need it. He owns the top security company in New Jersey. What does he care about a few extra
Sterling
$1,000,
Right.
you know, go in his pocket?
Now,
It's all to the autism.
we have to mention that it is a family. It's a team. It's not Vinny, okay, his
Yeah.
daughter Ariana, but the family and Gary Boots. who
Gary
we grew
Boots,
up with.
Sammy DeMayo, the
Sammy
police
DeMayo.
director
They
of
have an
Bloomfield, New
amazing
Jersey.
Team now, a
Yes,
board.
all of them.
Of all energy put into this.
It was a golf outing, and then to Nanina's in the park. Now it's just a flat out as whatever the biggest venue he could find to hold the most amount of people, that's where he's doing it.
And a parking lot. Forget about 900 people. You know how many cars are going?
Oh, forget about it. You ever go to the Venetian in Garfield?
No.
Oh, forget it. That's the cream of the crop next to the castle.
When we
right?
talk about a spread,
probably the best 2 out.
Pop, you're going to be coming when you're 22, all right, because it's next year. But your head has got to go like this to an entire room of food, like a mile long.
So this place is a catering hall.
Yeah, it's a very.
I had my son's
elegant,
wedding
yeah.
there. It was the best wedding I ever went to. Not because it was because of my son, but that helped.
Right. You know,
It was
50,000 people.
the Venetian's amazing. It's amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's
oh my
amazing.
God. Yeah.
You've been there, right?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
beautiful. So, Tommy, can I ask a question? We haven't spoke about this wine.
Okay.
Can you
let's
tell us
speak
a little about it?
Yeah, sure. So,
Just turn the bottle.
There you go.
We gotta
Right
advertise
there.
it. We gotta advertise.
Did we ever find that corkscrew? I'm dying for a taste of this
We're gonna
wine.
get this open.
Yeah, that's the.
Mateo, corkscrew.
What a
Come
nice.
over here, Mateo,
That's a
come over
nice.
here.
That's a nice label. That's
My
really
son
nice.
just turned 23 23.
23.
22. Come here, Mateo.
Buckle shoe.
happy birthday, Mateo.
Put it this way.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy
I
birthday.
want to wish my mother a happy birthday too.
Happy
Little
birthday.
Rosie, 95
I want to
yesterday.
wish
God bless.
somebody else
95.
happy birthday all together. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Papa. Oh, happy birthday to you. Ba-dum, ba-dum. Oh, yeah.
Look at that cake.
Now, hold on a
Tommy,
minute.
look at that cake. You see
That's
that
a
cake?
beauty.
Tommy?
Look at that.
Wait a minute, Bob, bring it over here.
Bring it over here, put it over here.
Bring it on display.
Look at that.
Absolutely beautiful.
Wow, they really
listen.
took care of you, huh?
So let me just tell you a little.
Oh, it's-
let me give a little synopsis of this.
Candles say 80 on it, too.
Listen
You
carefully.
got dishes?
This is called a saint honor in Italian, Santo Onore. This is from Napoli. Now this whole table here, see this whole table, including him, all Napolitans. This cake is the #1 cake from Naples, and we make it at our family bakery, which tonight.
That's where my family's from too. We're
All right.
Napolitans, too.
All right, which
beautiful.
you're all gonna go
Absolutely
tonight
beautiful.
after we leave this place. This was made from
It's beautiful.
my brother-in-law Pasquale, Nicole, my sister Maria, and everything.
Fiadella's.
And so this
Well,
is
thank
our
them
family.
very much. I appreciate
And when
it.
you
Fiadella's
taste
over
this,
there.
it's got
What are you,
hazelnut
Fiadella?
cream in the cream puffs and inside the cake.
It's a beautiful cake.
It's a beautiful.
That's unbelievable, huh?
Oh man.
I don't know. I got to
sounds
put
like
that in my
something you wanna
freezer.
With all these
That's
pastries
too
you
good
might
looking
have.
to eat.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna last.
Well,
gotta
happy
take
birthday!
pictures of it.
Happy
That's right.
birthday! And it
That
was
is
a
nice.
it
Happy
was a
birthday,
pleasure to
many
have
more.
you here and celebrate your 80th.
You guys are great.
Yes.
I'm going to come back here when I'm 100.
Oh,
Yes.
I hope we're here to see you. So, hey, look at this.
And look, you had Mamma Mia, Anna Maria, and Frankie bring it to
Like
you.
a cookie Oreo, maybe? I don't know. You like chocolate? You went. Yeah, I know. You went.
Family again.
Well, let me tell you something. When I walked in here, you said hello to me, and then you went and looked at my mom and
Nice.
my wife, and you forgot
How
about me right
Come
away.
on, take some. Want a cannoli?
He did. He was asking her if she was single and if she's close to Long Island.
Something in common. We got bionic knees.
No, I got to say, it is an honor to have you here, and I'm happy Ozzy brought you. We weren't sure if this was going to happen, and we were looking forward to it. Because what's better than this, Ozzy? Come on.
You know what's funny? I was gonna make it happen, and I think Gennaro was like,
And
calling
shame
me
on Vic
every
for not
day.
showing up and
He's
celebrating the
texting
birthday
me
cake.
every day. So what happens? He calls me before, and I said,
Oh,
"Listen,
wait a minute. Listen how he got me.
I said, "Well, we got a problem." I said,
Hold on.
Well, I don't want to say
Hold
Tommy.
on, hold
I don't
on.
wanna say Tommy.
He just got off the phone with me and said,
gonna
let
try
me
to
check
take
their
him over.
ETA. Listen what he
I
did.
said, "Listen, I'm sorry, I can't get off the bowl." I said, "You know," and Tommy can't drive himself there. I said, "I drive him there," and he just froze. Jumper didn't know what to say. He was just like. And he goes, hold on a second. And I said, no, I'm just joking. It was just a joke. Because I know you guys put a lot of work into this. And I know you got a great show, and we definitely wanted to
really
be here.
appreciate everything that you've done for us.
Oh, absolutely.
Make our,
Listen, the next time you come, it'll be the same thing. I promise. You know, this is the way it is, and.
Okay, so we'll do this January what?
There you go. When we come back, we don't know. Look, we have some surprises coming up in our future, and I don't want to jump the gun yet, but when it happens, I'll be the first to let you know, and I guarantee you're gonna love to hear what we're doing.
Cool.
If it goes through, that is.
Very good.
This may be our last time in this studio. It may not be. We don't know yet, right, Biagio?
Yeah, we don't know. But can I go back to the wine?
Yeah, no,
Tommy, can we talk about the wine again?
That's what happens when you drink too much.
We got to go back to the wine.
Yes.
Take your time.
No, Biagio, Tommy.
Yes, talk to me.
Let's go. Where were we?
you.
The wine.
Yeah, we were
going
to discuss about the wine.
So, most great wines are California, Long Island, French, Italian, Argentinian. I got an Italian family that migrated to Argentina that have beautiful crops, the Sansone family, and my wine.
And some agua. Get him some water.
What's in this?
Sambuca, what's in there?
Yeah, it's got a. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Maybe rum.
Maybe rum.
I think that the powdered sugar went.
Oh,
so,
that happens with Zaples.
Yes. So we got beautiful crops over in Argentina, and they're known for their Malbec wine. So one of the first things I did when I sat down with my partner to see what we were going to do, we invited different vineyards in for meetings to taste what they had. The guys from Argentina explained to us about their Malbec, and we ended up loving their wine so much. We went with their Malbec, with a Merlot, and with a Cabernet, and that's what we started off with. Again, I designed the labels, as you can see.
That is great.
Perfect.
I love it.
Yep.
And it's a very good tasting wine, and I haven't had anybody say that they did not love that wine when they drink it. So
Can we buy cases? Where do we get cases?
Yeah, how do you order this?
You can go
Tommy?
on to my website, which is bigtimetommy.com, bigtimetomie.com. You will see the drop to all the wines. That will drop it down then into the cigars, which will go right over to Asylum 13.
What's your website? I have it written down, but you might as well say it while you're talking about it.
BigTimeTommy.com.
You just did. You drunk?
Oh, I'm sorry. I want to put it up.
That's great.
It's not part of the yet.
I'm Tommy. Nice to meet you.
Hey, Tommy. How you doing?
That's Tommy over there.
How you doing?
I'll never
You know
call you
Gennaro,
that
your
other name
partner?
again. I'll never call you that other name again. Never again. That's it. I made it clear.
No, that's great. So BigTimeTommy.com.
BigTimeTommy.com.
And,
I want to buy a few of these as gifts.
Love for you guys to
I love to try it.
Try the wine right
I know.
now.
We
We're
gotta
gonna
get the.
I'm gonna get this open.
That's
when
perfect.
We take a break. I'm gonna get
Wine
that open.
and cake.
One way or
What's better
another.
than that, right? But
I'm gonna find a screw and a
look,
pair of pliers.
You know what we'll do? We'll go to the Woodland Park and Total Parade with Biagio leading the parade.
Oh,
we'll
this
show
was
a segment of that, and we'll come back with the tasting of the wine.
Very
What do you
good.
think?
There you
All
go.
right, let's go to that. Let's go to that. Hey everybody, it's Freddie the Fireman from the Wiseguyz Show. We're here in Woodland Park and on the borderline, I believe, of Total and Woodland Park. Look at this Christmas parade, lights, everything. I don't even know. This is my first year here. I didn't know about this place, but I got everybody. I got Italian singing sensation Biagio, just like Norna's, and we're gonna be on the float doing some video. But I'm gonna go through this parade and show you the vendors. And if you didn't come out, what you missed, then you can come next year. Had to do it over because there were people like standing in the way. Move. Whoa. So we got a great day today, and we're about to start once it gets dark so we can see all the Christmas lights on the trees. Oh, we're here at the Roma. Look at this Roma. I haven't been in the cafe. Hey, we're excellent. How far away are we from the start of the parade, Mark?
We're like 2 hours away.
Oh, see, I was right. So, Biagio, we're going to be on the Biagio floor, the Totowa floor. It's going to be an amazing time. If you didn't come out to it, you saw the vendors, you come out next year and support this. Is this benefiting anything, or is this for the two towns?
Celebration, celebrating life.
Nice. Celebrating Christmas. Everybody say Christmas.
That's right. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. All right, we're off to the start of the parade, and we're going to have a lot of footage. Bear with me because it's going to be dark out here, but there's going to be a lot of lights. So let's see what we get. All right, here a little pit stop over here. We're in Totowa at the oldest house in Totowa. Italian singing sensation Biagio's here. Is this incredible? Supposedly George Washington came here and he gave us pickle juice. Look at this place. This is incredible. Look how old this house is. I've been to houses. I've seen old houses. I've seen houses in Italy over 500 years old. These houses here, look at the structure. Look at that. This is incredible. I got to thank Mark, Totowa, New Jersey, even Woodland Park for having us today. This is an experience, a Christmas experience I'll never forget. Can you imagine, like, during the holidays being at this house, maybe some snow on the ground and being alive back then? But we're gonna go. The parade's about to start. Stick with us. Look at this. He's got his own float, Biagio, huh? And this is the beginning of the parade. We're gonna start the parade with the Biagio float, and we got a long ride. I think it's like 4 miles or something like that. But Biagio, just want you to know, this is the veterans float. This is to honor all veterans, firefighters, emergency workers, healthcare workers, everybody. And this is the great float to be on. It's starting the parade. We're going to rock the house, baby, with Italian singing sensation Biagio and Annette the Talent Coordinator up top. All right, we're just about to get started. Doing the sound check, everybody. Doing the sound check. Look at this. This is unbelievable. All that's happening right now. This is just insane. It just goes on and on and on. 5 miles of Christmas parade. We got our veterans here. Get ready. Statue of Liberty. Oh, honey, honey. You are my girl. All right, we're doing a special surprise thanks to Mark and Totowa for we're doing a celebration for Annette's birthday yesterday. What's better than this? Everybody, this is a great time of the year, and this is our veterans. Thank you. Thank you to our veterans. Let's hear it for our veterans. This is the veterans float. Let's hear it for the veterans. And we're moving. We're moving. Got Biagio over here.
Just like the ones I used to know. The chimneys of the sun, they children, we sun to hear, say that to the soul. La la la, la 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 la. Santa's got a little friend, his name is Dominic. The cutest little donkey, you never see him kick. When Santa leaves his fish finds eyes with Dominic he'll be. He lost a reindeer hair upon the hills of Italy. Hey, chickadee chick, it's Dominic the donkey. Chickadee chick, the Italian Christmas donkey. La la la, la 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 la. Everybody, la la la, la 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 la.
There must have been some magic in that old top hat they found. When they placed it on his head, he began to dance around. Frosty the Snowman. It's Christmas time. All right. here. We feel love in the air. Love is in the air. Everywhere I look around. Love is in the air. Every sight and every sound. And I don't know if I'm being foolish. Don't know if I'm being wise. But it's something that I must believe in. And then when I look in your eyes. Come on everybody, wave your hands. Wave your hands. We feel the love in the air. Here we go. Sing along. Love is in the air. Christmas, just like the ones I used to know. In the treetops, the sun and children, the sun to hear, sleigh bells in the snow. Just like the ones I used to know. In the treetops, the sun and children, the sun to hear, sleigh bells in the snow. The label on the inside says the name of Brookami. Hey, chitty chitty, it's time to hit the talkie. Chitty chitty. The Italian Christmas donkey, la la la, la 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 la, la la la.
What a great time we had. Biagio fucking rocked it. 2 miles, 3 miles, what it was? 4 miles, oh my.
5 miles. It was 5 miles.
5 miles of Christmas. There's thousands and thousands of people.
Yeah, we started out in Totowa and we wind up in West Patterson. And the last float just left Totowa, so the parade's still going on.
It was beautiful. What a great time. Thank you, Totowa. Thank you, Woodland Park. Thank you, Mark. Thanks,
Mark.
Everybody.
Thanks, Mario.
And thank you, Mario. And thank God Mario's all right. You know, so until next year, Buon Natale.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. All right.
Oh, my God.
The Christmas parade in Totowa and Woodland Park. Biagio led the way. Biagio, Mark, and Mario, they were great.
We all had a great time on that float.
Man.
And like I said, it was a 2-hour parade. We went through the 2 towns. And it was actually 180 floats.
Wow.
Total.
Wow.
Now, Tommie, what I want to tell you is, think about this. We started the parade. The very first float was Biagio. And by the time we finished, the last float went out.
180 floats later.
Yeah. So when we finished, the last float started.
Wow.
And so that's how long this was. This
How
was
many hours was that?
So total 4 hours by the time that next one came.
4 total hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never seen anything like it. We were going through the city streets, and people were there like a regular parade. Then we were going through neighborhoods who had all their houses lit up, and they were all.
They had fire
people
pits
sitting in front of their
outside.
house
Everybody
with
was
fire
great.
pits.
Yeah, it was great.
And then the next house, the same thing, and then the same thing. Oh,
So
man.
it was all the trucks and all the different floats were full of lights, Christmas lights.
Who we thanking? Who we thanking for this? Mark and
Yes, the town of Totowa and Woodland Park.
Yes.
Mark,
Nice.
Mark Montanay, Mario Perry, and everybody that did
You
it.
got to come. This is amazing.
And you were
They
Rudolph.
have like a section where before the parade starts, they did vendors, Christmas vendors.
Oh, okay.
The whole park, Woodland Park, was all lit up.
So
with
it's-
Christmas
Tommy, you know what they had? They had a globe. A Christmas globe?
a snow globe
Wait, that
like-
you could actually go in the whole family, snow's falling on you, take pictures.
Maybe we could do Tony the Hitman.
Pretty cool.
In the globe, in the globe.
They
That's
also
pretty
had
cool.
floats that was blowing snow on everybody.
That's
And,
very cool.
It was fantastic.
It was amazing. And we were on the Veterans Float, which I was honored to be a part of, and great veterans. But well,
Wow, with all these events, I'm gonna have to get an apartment in Jersey.
Come to Jersey.
Joyce, well,
You don't need an apartment. We all got bedrooms. Don't worry
talking
about it.
about them are making you tired, Tom.
this is a combination of several towns, but they're a very strong Italian community. Totowa, Woodland Park, right?
Yes.
Guys,
Little Falls.
Little Falls. This is all, you know.
Yeah. Well,
Very nice.
before we went on break, we were going to try the Bigtime Tommie wine, and we have it right here in front of us.
Delicious.
Hey, listen, we're not
Oh, my
bullshitting.
God,
If
it's so
shit,
good.
We're going to say it. But if it's good, we're going to let you know, I'm
good.
sure.
Very, very
We're
good.
not like that. If it's bad, we got
No,
to
this
be
is
honest with you.
Argentina.
I love
want you to
it.
be.
I love
Argentina
it.
Want you to
grape.
be.
Argentina grape.
I had it.
Great
already.
blend.
Can you wait? Let's
I
try it
didn't wait.
first so you get a
I had it
glass.
already.
Here. There's a little left. You can drink it right from the bottle if you want. Just clean the end of the bottle when you do it.
Delicious.
There we go. Pass it
You
down.
want to do it with us
There you
here?
Yeah.
Oh,
Put a little
okay.
in
Wait.
here.
We're going to salute to Bigtime Tommie
Oh,
and
no, that's
and
enough.
Ozzy
friends.
and friends
and Mike
and Mr. Ozzy. I'm sorry. What?
Papa O.
Papio, happy birthday.
Papa Osborne.
Papa.
Happy 80th birthday, and we'll see you on the 100th for sure.
Guys,
Salud, everybody.
First off, I'd like to thank everybody here
Where's Mateo?
for making us feel very welcome.
Absolutely.
And the food spread, and just you guys love to begin with towards us, and
Come
we
here,
feel
do
the
a
same
salute.
for you
Come
guys. We've known each other for a couple years now,
over there.
and it's like family. And I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas.
Come here, Mateo.
That's a
and
beautiful
Happy New
thing right
Year,
there.
Come on.
and good health
Get to
to
do a
everybody
salute.
here.
Mateo wants to
Salud.
make a salute.
Salud.
Salud. Let's see how this is.
Salud.
Salute.
Ah.
But everybody's got to do it with the right hand, not the left hand.
The right.
Oh, with the right, with the right.
Always the right.
That is
Always the right.
That is nice.
Always with the right.
Good.
With the right.
Never with
lefty,
the.
though.
No, it doesn't matter if you're
That
lefty.
was great.
That is great.
great.
That is great. By the way,
Salud.
this is great.
Thank you.
Roberto, come over here. Annette, salute.
Roberto.
everybody.
Salud.
Salute, ladies.
There's no strong kick. There's no, you know what
It's
I mean? It goes
fantastic.
right down smooth.
It's
a
smooth.
nice
Very good.
Table wine.
That's a nice table wine, is right. And
Thank you very much.
and there it is right here. Big Time Tommie, old school red wine. Where your website?
BigTimeTommie.com. My wines are on there. The cigars are on
That's
there.
a great label. Look
And,
at that label.
my
That's
whole-
sick, ain't it?
My whole
All his merch. All the merch.
merchandise. All the shirts.
Papa O, you're gonna do the count to 3. Now, you told me you're half nobly done through marriage, so you have to. Don't say it in Spanish. We're gonna let Papa O do the count. All right. Uno, due, tres. Wait, hold on. Uno. Uno, due, tres.
All right,
Tommy, before we go
This
on
is a
to this,
family
do you
This is
you
great.
sign the bottles too?
Oh,
If somebody calls in,
Absolutely.
that'll be great.
well, I want a
You
case
have
of
a
them
signature
signed.
on. That's great.
I'd give them out as Christmas presents.
Very nice.
That would be a great thing.
Very cool.
And you know, if there's a discount, great. If not, whatever it is, it is. Hey, listen, I'm a fireman. Firemen want discounts. I'm not a cop. Remember, they want everything for free. No, I said it. Okay, that's the truth.
Oh, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
You know I'm right. No. Hey, I got an old fireman story for you. There was a fireman used to say back in the 40s, they used to go to the bars to clear their throats out with a little bit of beer. So the guy was telling the story. He was an old school fireman. And so he goes, cop comes in, puts his billy club on the bar. I said, what did he drink? Beer? Scotch. You know, meaning that he didn't have to pay for anything. They got like a break by getting a discount on the beer. This cop came in, they got scotch without even paying. So,
Don't be a hater.
yeah, no, that's it.
You guys have home cooked meals every night, all right?
There you go.
We were sitting there eating in the ghetto.
There is a few mentions I have to do before we go on to finishing off with Big Time Tommie. First, The Godfather, Artie Pasquale with Sylvester Stallone lately.
Oh, man.
What a
Tulsa
great
King.
Hershey was at our Thanksgiving party. The next day, he was with Sylvester Stallone on set. And I'm so proud of Artie. And he's our Godfather.
Congrats, Artie.
New Year's coming, buddy.
Also, Biagio and his dancers performing New York Canta Rai. Thanks to
On
Tony
Rai.
DiPiazza.
Yep, Tony DiPiazza, New York
How
Casa.
did that go?
Yes.
Yeah, it was great. Well, I mean, they actually filmed it they showed it on Rai this past Friday, and the second half of the show is going to be next Friday.
Nice.
Nice.
It's
And
gonna
the
be
dancers
again.
made it. They danced not just for you, for Pupo,
Wow.
Clementino.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yep, they were part of
Well,
the
they gave
award ceremony, too.
award to
Yep.
Clementino.
Yep.
That's an honor.
Were you a
That.
little nervous?
No, actually, I wasn't. You know what happened? I'll tell you. Well, no, when you go out there, the music, because now obviously they edit. The music wasn't starting on time, but it wasn't only me. They had everybody
Hands
going
off.
on like that. So we were just waiting for it to start, so they edited some of the parts out.
That was a great experience. It's on our page if you want to check it out. And hey, let's say Merry Christmas to another good friend of Big Time Tommie, Bruce Sosha, who Merry Christmas the Wiseguyz not too long ago. Bruce Sosha loves you. He
Otherwise
loves you.
known as Buster.
Buster.
That's his nickname.
That's it.
All right.
From Rhode Island, now over
Yep.
in
Florida.
Love Bruce. Great guy, stand up and very loyal.
Great actor.
Great guy.
Amazing
Great
actor.
guy.
Old school quality.
Yeah, the shout out is because he did wish us a Merry Christmas on our page, and we're just responding to him. And yes, we love Bruce, and he's been in the
See you
studio
soon.
before. He's been here before. Also, Pizza Bowl 3, we're just starting to round up on that. The voting is out. Started in February. Pizza Bowl 3 is on February 4th, Saturday in 2023. The voting just started, is what I meant to say. So go to Jersey Pizza Joints, Guy Matson and his staff, go to his page, his group page, and cast in your vote, because this is the only way we find out who's got the best pizza in New Jersey. So, and now one other thing I got to mention, Joey Cat. You represented the Wiseguyz at Hot Night events with Mary DeBellis. How was that?
It was an unreal night. Unreal.
Where was it at? Where was
The
it
old
at?
Gatehouse. It was
Oh, the old
466.
Gatehouse, okay.
Oh my God, what a time I
What was
had.
it, freestyle? What were they doing?
Well, Jerry DeMeo, the king.
Oh, okay.
The king was behind
All right,
the
okay.
spinning those disco classics, and then it went. One step beyond that later on.
Okay.
And there was another step beyond that one. No, it was a great night. Mary's a great
Stay
girl.
to the end?
Yeah.
What time did it end?
I don't even remember.
But a lot of old school faces.
Yeah,
See?
yeah.
We do
All
everything
North
old
guys.
school.
All our North friends were there.
Nice. Well, that's where everybody. That's
Yeah.
all North
That's
guys
where
went to the Gatehouse
that's
back
it.
then.
Yeah.
You remember the Gatehouse?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
West Orange.
West Orange. It was a very popular club back in I guess the '90s too, right?
Yeah.
Chicago and Lodi.
Chicago's
I
Eugene.
remember
Eugene's place, yeah.
Joey's in Clifton.
Yes.
Right. Joey was there actually.
Hunka Bunka in Sayreville.
Yeah.
I was with Joey all night. Yeah.
Temptations in Seaside Heights.
Yeah.
Yes. Remember Panage?
I heard of the name, but I was never there.
Okay.
What about
Right next door to Temptation.
Now Eugene owned Temps too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fox's, Jersey City?
No. Oh wow.
I went there a couple times to watch fights.
Yeah.
I used to watch the fights
I
there.
was from Long Island. So when we
Palladium,
used to go to
right.
You're
Jersey,
way out.
It
Yeah.
used to take us an hour and 15 minutes.
To go 40
We-
miles.
we-
2 hours to go 40
You know what
miles.
it was? We did all the clubs for so many years over on Long Island.
Right.
So we had no problem going over to GW to go to a club.
Right.
Well,
How about Miracles and Mingles? They went to
I
Mingles
heard
after
the name, but just
That was in
wasn't
Nanuet. That was in New York.
We did Brooklyn clubs though. We used to go to Brooklyn. Pastels. We used to go.
Pastels,
Yeah.
absolutely.
4D. Nobody
TJ
brings that up
Pepe's.
anymore.
But listen, on your neck of the woods, I already talked to Ozzy about. He already knows. My cousin is partnered in Bounce franchise. So there's one now that opened up in Montauk.
Right, yeah, I know the owners from Montauk.
So
They
you
come
go
over
check
our
it
club.
out.
Yes.
Because I run security over the Memory Motel.
Yeah, that's
out
our
in Montauk,
family
And
there.
and
you
they
say
come over
those
there too.
guys when they close, they actually come
Yeah, when
by
they close up, they come over to us.
Come
Great
by-
guys.
Remember, Cole
Great club.
Bernard is my cousin. He's the one. He
Yeah, absolutely.
kind of runs the ship.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
One more mention I have to do. It's
And
a
in
very,
Florida.
it's a very special mention. It goes to our sponsor, Cheryl Kelly Lee from Rockabella Brands. Cheryl Kelly Lee's doing a bunch of toy drives in memory of her late husband, Captain Mark Lee of the Jersey City Fire Department. As of right now, she sent out another text. She's doing a special. Listen to this. She sent this to me today. Come join us Saturday, December 10th at 10:30 a.m. at the American Dream Mall. Special meeting with Ken Danico of the New Jersey Devils,
Oh, wow.
total legend, and Ken will be in the rink and at the American Dream Mall collecting toys for her toy drive, who has gone up to right now 6,000 children's homes.
Nice. That's a beautiful thing.
We're
Nice.
dropping. We're doing our event. I think this Saturday.
This Saturday we're going to the American Dream.
American Dream.
Nice.
And then she did mention me today. She's doing another school in Newark. She's going to let me know when, and once she confirms with the principal, Newark, New Jersey. Another day of
Let me know, Freddie. Let me know about that.
Definitely. She don't know. I don't even know what school, so we're gonna. That's gonna be cool.
Let me know. I had to work in it.
6,000 children, and God only knows how many more she's going to fill in. Cheryl is a workhorse when it comes to doing events for benefits, especially to remember the legacy of her late husband, Captain Mark Lee of the Jersey City Fire Department, who did lose his life due to 9/11 ailments, and it's an amazing thing that she does for him and her son as well, Mark Lee Jr. And he's also a fire. I think he's a captain in the Jersey City Fire Department now as well. But Cheryl's an amazing person. She teamed up with DeVito Promotions, Tina DeVito, and they're doing Rockabella Vodka brands, and Tina's getting involved and doing amazing things. And
love you, Cheryl.
We're gonna.
She was gonna try to come tonight and bring the new whiskey, but she has.
Cheryl, do me one favor though. The next time we need 2 bottles of vodka, one for Freddie, and one for the rest of us.
Listen, we got cases. I got cases. I was rushing tonight because it was raining out, traffic. I wanted to get here so these guys can get in and then start enjoying themselves. But I do owe them both bottles of vodka. I told them that, and it's an honor and pleasure to introduce you to our sponsor as well. So. Cheryl's a great woman, and Tina, so they partnered up and they're doing great things. So, with that being said,
what about you, Big Time Tommy? How do you want to close off tonight?
But first of all, wanted to thank you guys.
Wait, we got to finish a few things. Hold on.
Oh boy.
Let's get to the nitty gritty, and we'll find out how you want to close off.
Okay.
Jesse Waters. I had to bring this up. I can't do the show and let you go home without bringing up Jesse Waters. One of my favorite shows. I watch him every day. I actually record him.
World.
Do you have how was that experience?
It was incredible. What's crazy is, first off, just so everybody knows, and I think you do.
He's my favorite.
I am not a guy of politics. I know nothing about
politics. We don't do politics.
I don't talk about politics. But my agent tells me, do you want to be on Waters World? And being that I don't watch certain channels, I thought it was a fishing show when I heard Waters World. And I says, I go, there's no way I'm sitting in a boat
Oh,
fishing.
my God.
And he's like, what?
Fox,
I'm like,
man.
I ain't
Fox,
doing no
baby.
Waters World. He's like, no, it's a segment on Fox News.
Yep.
So I go, what time do I have to wake up in the morning? Because the only Fox I know is Channel 5. He goes, no, it's like an ESPN. It's a 24-hour Fox. And I says, oh, no, that's what they watch those at the cigar lounge. Those are the political. He goes, he's not going to ask you anything political. He called and said he's a very big fan of yours, and he wants to talk about your videos. I said, really?
Nice.
I says, let's do it.
That's easy.
And then once I got there, I ended up, because I saw all the political stuff around, at the very end, he says, I heard there's something that you want to announce for the very first time on my show. And I told him, I'm running for president.
That's great.
Now this is going back
16, right?
No, 2020. Hold it. When was the last election?
The midterms were just now.
No, before the midterms. 2020. So it was 2019 that I was on the show. And I says, and I'm going to have Vinny Dice as my vice. So it's going to be Vice Dice and President Bigtime. So he says, are you kidding me? And I says, no, not at all. So as a goof, once I got off the show, which, let me just tell you, Jesse Waters is not only intelligent and a gentleman, but he's got the best head of hair I've ever seen. And I told him that. And he says, thank you. And the makeup girl goes, he loves to hear about his hair. So when I got back and I talked to the agent, I says, you think that was too much, saying that I was going to run for president?
No,
he goes,
are you kidding?
No, he goes, that's perfect, because I read in a lot of your comments that people say, because of the way that you're teaching the younger kids of today old school things that they don't know and what their parents haven't told. I read Tommie for president. So what they did, and I'm listening to this, guys, he put, when you go on to my thing, BigTimeTommie.com, back then, he put, as soon as the page opened, a drop came in for What's that
Voting,
thing?
voting ballot?
No, not a ballot. The thing when you sign.
Like an absentee ballot?
No, like a pledge.
A petition. Thank you.
Petition.
Do you know that I got 86,000?
Oh man!
I think we know we're gonna campaign over here at the Wiseguyz show.
Almost 87,000.
Yeah, he's got a lot of
names.
That's unreal.
Which over put me to what you need to actually. And they looked at me and they says, "Tommie, you actually really
could run for president." Yeah.
President. And I said, they says, well, what would you talk about as far as policies? I said, first of all, I know nothing about this shit, but I guess no tax on cigars. and then I just
and wine,
or wine. But yeah, we had fun with that, and we actually don't know what we're gonna do for 2024 because I was at the cigar lounge the other night, and there was one of those offices. It's a corporated village, and they give people tickets for parking too far from the curb, or if you pass the white or the yellow. And they says we need to get everybody out of Brightwaters, the mayor and everybody. So somebody says, Tommie, you live in Bayshore, Brightwaters. Why don't you just run for mayor of Bayshore? So somebody
Great
Googled
idea.
and looked up, and the guy only got 251 votes to become what he is.
Yeah, he would kill it. You would be mayor.
I would have those votes just from the people in the cigar lounge.
You'll slaughter
So
Wait a minute. What about your family?
No, but the funny part is Tommy goes, do I got to go to meetings?
Yeah.
Like that. He goes, maybe I won't do it.
Once in a while, you show your face.
They literally says,
God.
you should just, for shits and giggles, become mayor of Bayshore.
Yeah, but
So
see, what-
we're contemplating that.
Once you become mayor, then you can have a different kind of meeting. You know, you make the meetings that you want, where you want, when you want.
That's right.
Yeah.
Also, you were recently on you were recently on Chaz Palminteri's show.
Chaz.
And I heard you were
nice
supposed to only be on for 15 minutes, and you ended up taking the whole show.
Chaz likes a certain, just like you guys have a guideline, a timeline, and every show that he has. So at the very end, he asked the camera guy, he said, how long did we do? And the guy said, he goes, it's crazy that it just was so smooth and just, he says, all right, because we went overtime.
Lose track
so
of time, right?
all of a sudden, Chaz looked at me and he goes, it's so surprising. And I said, what? He goes, I talked to you in regular life and not realized once you got in front of the camera and I started asking you questions, all of a sudden you turned into James Earl Jones. I said, is that what? And I was like, that was an insult and a compliment at the same time. I talk to you regularly, you're a moron. But once you get, but it was great. And Chaz is a very good interview. And to think that you grow up watching A Bronx Tale, and you're like, oh, wow, Sonny, A Bronx Tale, Chaz Palminteri. And then all of a sudden you're sitting there at his house.
Yeah, that's...
And then you're sitting there shooting the shit with him, and it's crazy.
And he was very hospitable as well.
Very hospitable.
We
He
met
had
him,
food
but he
there,
was
but I'd
real
say
busy.
what? It was nothing like this. Nothing like this. But Chaz is a
Sorry,
great guy.
Chaz.
No, Chaz is a great guy.
We met him, but
guy.
he was real busy at the time, so we didn't have much to talk about. He was just moving. There was people that visiting him and seeing him and taking pictures with him, so we
were
saw him. It
at
was-
his dinner table,
Nice.
his kitchen table, and right before we went upstairs to the studio, he grabs a piece of paper and he goes, just so I know, what things don't you want to talk about? And I said this, that. I says, oh, I'm very easy, but I named like 4 or 5 things. And all of a sudden, Ozzy, what did he say?
He turns around and he goes, okay, so we can't talk about this, that. He goes, enjoy lunch. That was very funny.
Nice.
Yeah.
It really was.
And finally, before we let you go, I know it's been a long day and we got still more food to eat. There was one thing I want to finish off with you, and the only reason why is I kept it for last is because it quoted from you as one of the most proudest moments of your life, and that was quoted to be at the Tribeca Film Festival.
That is also one of, like, you watch movies your whole entire life, whether they be movies that are of your genre and the year and decade that you're growing up, or stuff that your parents brought you up watching, like, black and white films or stuff from the, and then all of a sudden to think, wow, all these films started off somewhere, and you watch all these Access Hollywood and Extra and this, that, and the other thing, and they're showing the Cannes Film Festival in France. They're showing Tribeca, which is huge, one of the biggest film festivals in Manhattan, and they show the people walking the red carpet, and you're looking going, how freaking cool is that? And then all of a sudden I get a phone call from New York Nico, which is the photographer of New York, and New York Nico's great, and asked me to participate in a short film that him and Kareem Rama were doing. I think his last name's Rama, but at least his first name's Kareem, so we'll just go with Kareem. And Kareem wrote it, and New York Nico shot it and directed it, and it was a film short. It was 19 minutes, and it got accepted into the Tribeca Film Festival.
That's
and it
great.
won awards, and I got to walk the red carpet with the Getty pitches and everything else like that. And it was absolutely hysterical watching this whole thing put together. And I shared a scene with, if you guys ever watched that movie, Uncut Gems, with Adam Sandler.
Yes.
Remember
I
at the
did. Yes,
very
yes.
end of the movie, the very eccentric old guy with the helicopter that helped the girl?
Yes.
That's Wayne Diamond.
Oh.
I absolutely love Wayne Diamond. Me and Wayne did and shared our scene together.
Oh, wow.
And I had a scene with the great Wayne Diamond.
It's a funny moment.
And
You can see it on YouTube. Actually, they have it on YouTube
it
now.
just December 1st, it just got released to YouTube, so you could watch the whole 19 minutes.
It's called Out of Order.
Out of Order.
And it's so real. And New York Nico did an amazing job bringing
Amazing.
all the talent that makes New York, New York.
Yes.
New York Nico brought together. Yeah, all these people you see in the parks and on the streets.
You're
and
going to see the Green Lady.
Tiger Hoods. I don't even know Tiger
You're going to
Hoods.
see Little Mo Mozzarella. You're
Nah,
going
never-
to see
never.
Yeah, it's great.
Lukey
It's great.
Lunchbox, and there's just Nems, and you're going to see all these people that he brought onto this Out of Order. And think about it, every time that you guys ever went to the city, no matter what it was, and you go into a store and say, excuse me, where's the bathroom? Can I use the bathroom? What do they tell you? Sorry, it's out of order.
Yeah.
That's the premise of the movie.
wow,
and
wow.
you guys are going to laugh.
Oh, we're
your
we'll check it
asses
out.
off.
Definitely check it out.
You're going to laugh your asses off.
Well,
Can we also plug Gravesend? That's coming out.
oh
season
yeah, I was
2?
going to mention that.
Yeah,
I was going to say
season 2.
I'm looking forward to
Coming
that.
out in
I like
February.
season 1, and then all these new faces.
Oh my
coming.
God,
Oh,
William DeMeo's,
I can't
he created
wait.
it.
Oh, boy.
I can't wait.
William Forsythe, Leo Rossi, Fran Drescher,
Can't wait.
Chuck
can't wait.
Zito, Armand
can't wait.
Asante.
Sophia Milos.
Yes,
Yes.
Sophia Milos,
Andrew
Vic.
Dice Clay.
Yeah, there's just
yeah,
so
yeah.
many talent in this show.
I can't wait.
It's gonna be good. It's
Yeah.
something to see.
Chaz Palminteri, Vincent Pastore, Tony Darrow.
Yeah.
Chaz Palminteri's
Who's that
daughter.
other guy? The main guy, the Bigtime Tommie.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
Time Tommy's in it.
I'm in it too.
Big
I'm in
Time
season
Tommie.
2. And Willie DeMeo that wrote, starring and directing his son Christian. Just what an amazing and obviously we already know that Bruce Sosha Buster
Yes.
is going to be in it.
And he did an amazing job, Bruce.
Yeah.
He really
Bruce
did.
is doing some very good things too.
Vince
Yeah.
Prestigiacomo
Yeah, Vince
from,
did a great job with him,
Smoke
working
Inn
with
from
him.
Florida, a dear friend of ours.
And I played a cop back in the 80s with the Baby Blues,
Guys,
which I
that
came
was
out with
easy.
in the Baby Blues, so
Steve
it was good.
Maturano from Cafe Maturano.
Yeah.
He's in it.
Oh
also.
wow, that's
Yeah,
cool
so you're
too.
gonna see
Yeah, I
Joe
know. I
Cuz
met him.
himself
Man.
on the big
I
screen.
saw the whole crew in it. Yeah, they were all
Nice.
around.
It's going to be something to see.
All right, listen.
Wait. Before though, I do want to mention this is for New Year's. I was saving this for last because this is our Christmas show. We don't want to jump and move the days too fast. Let's enjoy Christmas first. But anybody who's looking to do New Year's with Italian singing sensation Biagio, this is going to be obviously New Year's Eve at the. I'm trying to find a place. Biagio, help me out here.
Just ask him.
Is it at the Cabot?
Where's this at?
Ask him, he's right
It's
there.
at your house.
It's at the Cabot.
It's in Michigan.
It's in Michigan.
Michigan?
All right. Well,
Oh my.
I want.
Detroit.
Really? You're going to Michigan on New Year's Eve?
Clinton Township. Yeah.
Clinton Township and wow. Tommy, what do you think of that?
I think
Going
There's
to
a
Michigan.
big Italian community there.
Oh wow, this is great! I didn't know this. I know the event, but I didn't know it was in Michigan. Italian American Cultural Society is doing New Year's Eve with Italian singer sensation Biagio in Michigan.
Wow.
Open bar, family style dinner, appetizers, doors open at 7:30.
You're going to go to Michigan. Better have
I
an
don't
open
think,
bar.
Biagio, you're going to find anybody from the local area.
No, nobody's coming
But
from
You're
local.
welcome to go. You got to pay for the tickets, but it's $125 per person. And
There's a bus leaving from here from the studio.
It's 11 hours driving.
Yo, you have any room in your car?
Let's
come on.
signing off with everybody. I do want to thank obviously Bigtime Tommie. Bigtime Tommie.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
For coming in and his guest Ozzy and Mr. O, Mr. Ozzy.
Thank you guys. so
Happy
much.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I also would like to say, Mom and Dad, I love you very much, and thank you for making me the person I am today.
God
There you
bless
go.
them.
Yeah,
God
beautiful.
bless them. Also, we want to thank the Uncle Louie Variety Show. Uncle Louie Variety Show always supporting us. And our special guest as well on the phone, our special guest, Bobby Eubanks. And he was an amazing guy, and hopefully you get to meet him one day. Also, we want to thank the Six-Borough Joe Rubo and Denise Casal. And just like Nana's, obviously, our video is going to play. We're going to end the show, just so you know, before we go, we're going to finish off with the second Italian Christmas video from the Uncle Louie Variety Show, and then we're going to play Dominic the Donkey again with Biagio, and we're going to finish off with Just Like Nonna's in Orange. Order your cookies now. Just Like Nonna's are big supporters. That get great
Delicious cookies.
Holidays, yeah. Check out the video. You're going to love it.
Ready, when you're ready.
Now it's all for you, Mike. Finish it up.
I think we'll have Mama Mia. She's in the studio tonight to close off. Come here, Ma. Get by the mic. Go over there. And happy birthday again to Papa O. Frankie, come in the scene.
Is she
here.
going to
Come on.
sing?
You're not going to be
No.
Is she gonna sing?
Turn around, Ma. Turn around. She's going to do the count.
I thought she was going to sing.
You can't see them because the
Volare.
Oh, is this the very last thing that we do?
Sing Volare.
Yeah, you want to say something else?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Old school for life.
That's right.
Well,
All
life.
right, Ma,
That's
get
right.
ready. You're going to do the count, Ma. You do the count. Sit down, Ma.
Okay.
Really loud now. Like you're in Naples.
1, 2, 3.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Stay tuned to our page for updates on our Christmas show out at Blue Eyes
To
Restaurant.
everybody.
Last year I made some homemade wine for Santa to share with all the elves on Christmas night. I woke up to a big commotion in the basement, and what I saw when I turned on the light: Santa Claus, Arcadio, Basciusello. He drank up all my wine on Christmas Eve. Santa Claus, Umbriago, Basciusello. Now he's passed out underneath the Christmas tree. Well, I tried to help him up and get him going, but he got mad and turned into a grouch. At first he's screaming at the Christmas stockings, and then he started wrestling with my couch. Santa Claus, Arcadio, Basciusello. He drank up all my wine on Christmas Eve. Santa Claus, Umbriago, Basciusello. Now he's passed out underneath the Christmas tree. I got him simmered down and made some coffee. He started crying, saying I was his best friend. He was talking about the elves, those sneaky bastards, and the size and shape of Mrs. Claus' rear end. Santa Claus, Arcadio, Basciusello. He drank up all my wine on Christmas Eve. Santa Claus, Umbriago, Basciusello. Now he's passed out underneath the Christmas tree. Santa sobered up and thanked me for the vino. He said, sorry, old Saint Nick was such a goof. I said, no worries, just please do me one big favor. Will you get these frickin' reindeer off my roof? Santa Claus, accadiva basciusello. He drank up all my wine on Christmas Eve. Santa Claus, embriaga basciusello. Now he's passed out underneath the Christmas tree. Santa Claus, accadiva basciusello. He drank up all my wine on Christmas Eve. Santa Claus, embriaga basciusello. Now he's passed out underneath the Christmas tree.
Hey, chingity ching, it's Dominic the donkey. Chingity ching, the Italian Christmas donkey. La la la, la 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 la. La la la, la 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 you da. Santa's got a little friend, his name is Dominic, the cutest little donkey, you never seen him kick. When Santa visits his paisans with Dominic, he'll be, because the reindeer cannot climb the hills of Italy. Hey, chingity ching, it's Dominic the donkey. Chingity ching, the Italian Christmas donkey. La la la, la 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 la. La la la, la 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 you da. Jingle bells around his feet and presents on the sled. Hey! Look at the mayor's derby on top of Dominic's head. A pair of shoes for Louis and a dress for Josephine. The label on the inside says they're made in Brooklyn. Hey, chingity ching, it's Dominic the donkey. Chingity ching, the Italian Christmas donkey. La la la, la 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 la. La la la, la 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 you da. Children sing and clap their hands and Dominic starts to dance. They talk Italian to him and he even understands. Kumaras and gumbaras do the dance of Tarantel. When Santa Nicola comes to town and brings a giucciarella. Hey, chingity ching, it's Dominic the donkey. Chingity ching, the Italian Christmas donkey. La la la, la 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 la. La la la, la 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 you da. Hey, Dominic, buon Natale,
I'll catch up with you one of these days, wise guy, and when I do, pow!